That is right, ladies and gentlemen. We are back from the dead, and we are here for the month of August of 2022. I am the BrettMan. This is Destiny right over here, aka newest Patreon of Goodwill Hunting, and we really do appreciate that. We gave you a shout out on Friday when we did the stream. So, Destiny, how are you doing today?
I am tired. I am tired.
Little
Not
too
gonna
much
lie.
partying last night, huh?
Yeah, but I'm here and I'm ready.
Man, I'll just tell you this: enjoy your 20s because that's all I did when I was 20 was sit up late and all that. But when you hit your 30s, you can kiss that goodbye because I went to bed at like 12 o'clock last night.
That's so fucking late. I usually go to sleep at 9 or 10 o'clock.
What? Oh yeah,
I go
that's
to
right.
bed early
Oh
because I
man,
wake up at 5 a.m. But last night, no, I stayed up till 4:30 a.m. I would like an award because I
okay.
never stay up that late.
All right, here's your reward. There you go.
I've always wanted this. Thank you.
It's okay. I'll buy it at Kmart. But no,
Not
I'm
even
kidding.
Target, huh?
Yeah, sorry. Target's too expensive for me. But anyways, I'm still glad you're here, Bo, and I'm glad everybody in the chat is here today. So let's see who's all in the chat. Donor earlier said, "If you can read this, you don't need glasses." I want to assume that's a movie quote we're talking about. So
Give me your glasses. You can read it.
okay, here we go. And then we got Lamontre. What's going on? Saying hi, Brettman, and hi, Destiny.
Hello.
We got Robert Kerr in the house. We got Gory Tiger. I
Good
lost my spot for a
morning.
minute. And then we got Chad saying Bert and Bangs.
Burton Bangs.
That'd
I
be
like
the
that.
that'd be the name of the new show, Bert and Bangs.
Burton Bangs.
And then Aiden, what's going on? Adrian James, what's going on? We got Robert the Wolfman, what's going on? And of course,
Morning.
we got Rosie. What's going on, Rosie? That's what she likes
Hello.
to be known as. So that's where we just call her Rosie. She's been awesome and a great supporter as of late for us. And well, of course, we got Brother Fluff. What's going on?
Thank you. Thank you, Fluff. Thank you.
Oh yeah. So, hey, if you're new for the first time here from Back from the Dead, before we get started, we celebrate horror movie anniversaries, and we do it to integrals of five. So, like 5, 10, 15, 20, 17, 12. Pretty much like 7 and a 2 is kind of like at the end of the year part. That's kind of help you out there. Plus, we'll have like the cards and that. They'll let you know the years. So, yeah, I got anything you really just want to talk about quickly, or are you just ready to get to it?
I feel like this month's. I mean, there's some good movies in here, but a lot of it, I was just like, "What the fuck? I don't know this."
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, expect that. A lot of I've never seen this before, but I
Yeah,
did
like
write stuff down.
yeah, when we get to 97, that'll be like the quickest thing we've ever done in Back from the Dead history because not like any knowledge of those movies, but we'll get to that here in a little bit. So, but you want to go to 1972?
Yep.
All right, let's go to 1972, and that is Wes Craven's The Last House on the Left. Came out on August the 30th. So, guess what? Y'all can watch this movie in 2 days. And this is available on Amazon Prime and on Tubi. Not terribly too much of bad scores. Like 50 ain't the worst for a horror movie by the audience, but 62% by the critics with as much freaking flashback or kind of like backlash as this movie got. Like it's only a movie. It's only a
Mm-hmm.
movie. So like I'm pretty surprised by this. Desi, have you ever seen the original? Because I know we've seen the remake and we love the remake.
Yeah, I have seen the original. I watched that last year for the first time, and don't get me wrong, the content of the movie, it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen worse. I've seen worse. And I think the remake, this is a rape revenge movie. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think that's not known. But I would say the scenes in the remake are a lot worse. But I think the payoff of the remake is so much better. This movie, Wes Craven, I love you, dude, but this movie was it's too goofy. I went into this movie expecting the way, it's only a movie. It's only a movie. So I'm like, I'm about to get fucked up by this. I know I am. And I watched it and I was like, okay, that really wasn't that bad, giving like what the movie is, but
Mhm.
also there's so many parts. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen the original,
Okay,
and I easily prefer the remake.
because there's a part where they're driving and it's playing like this theme song for the murderers, and it's like called like Krug's song or whatever. And I was like, what are we doing here? There's a whole bit with the cops trying to get in this truck and it's too heavy and it won't go, and there's chickens. And I'm like, what are we doing? Like, maybe I get it. They're trying to break it up because the movie, when it gets to those scenes, it's intense.
Kind of like your
But
like breathing scenes a little
like I
bit.
don't want that because I feel like that takes away from the impact of what the movie actually is. Because
Hmm.
in the remake, it's pretty straightforward. Once shit goes down, there's really not a whole lot of comedy. It's really like to the point, shit's fucked up. And also, just the way that the movie plays out in the original, I much prefer the remake. I love the way the remake changes parts. The
Hmm.
original, it's just, and like, the bad guys did not get enough revenge. Or like, the parents didn't get enough
Hmm.
revenge on the bad guys. They needed much more brutal deaths,
Hmm.
like
Yeah,
the
I agree.
remake,
Even
because they
though
deserve it.
even though that one person thought he was going to get lucky on that like lakeside, and then apparently he goes dickless in that scene.
As he should.
Yeah, as
As he
definitely as he
should.
should. And I thought that was brutal myself,
I mean, yeah, but I
but
don't
I'm a
know.
guy, so I kind of like have a different opinion on that because like holy shit. But I actually I did like kind of like the last little battle in the
Mm-hmm.
original. But I'm with you both. The remake, I actually love where they freaking change things up to make it more darker and more uncomfortable. Especially that one particular scene. I'm sorry if you like that scene, there's something fucking wrong with you
Yeah, and
because
like
they're.
growing up, I watched Sarah Paxton in a lot of stuff. She was Aquamarine in Aquamarine.
Mhm.
She plays Marnie in the last Halloween Town movie, which not happy about. Not my Marnie, but still. But I grew up watching her in a lot of like Nickelodeon Disney type stuff and just like watching that because before Maddie left to go to college, we actually watched that movie because we're trying to find something to watch. She's like, let's watch this. I was like, okay. And then like watching it again, I was like, oh my God, like it's so much worse than I remember. It is
Mhm.
so difficult to watch. It's so uncomfortable. And like, I don't know, a lot of times I don't get uncomfortable that much when it comes to movies. Like, I don't actually feel uncomfortable. But in this
Mhm.
movie, I was like, I'm going to throw up. I'm about to throw up. Like, this makes me feel so sick. But the revenge in the remake, it's just so good. And again, watching Krug in the remake, because I had watched him on like Raising Hope, where he plays a nice dad, or
Mhm.
everything I've seen him in, except for Criminal Minds, because he is in an episode of Criminal Minds, 2 episodes, and he is
Mhm.
fucked up in that. But almost everything I've seen him in, he's so likable. And in this movie, he is the fucking worst. You cannot wait for him to die. But
Mhm.
he's a great actor. That just goes to show how well he plays it. Because it's like, fuck. I don't want to watch these people I already know from other stuff doing awful shit. Because it makes it so much harder to watch. But the original, it's okay. I gave it, I think, a 3 out of 5.
Mhm.
I think for what it kind of stands for, I think obviously like that's why it gets more, the attention that it gets. It's like I Spit on Your Grave, like for what they did so like early on, I guess. You know,
Mhm.
these weren't the first movies like this. It just has such like a what would like I don't know. It like sits on this throne almost when it comes to
Right.
like these type of movies.
Yeah,
I
it's kind
don't
of
think it's
like
that great.
yeah, I don't think it's that great either, but I do respect it because it
Yeah,
does for the fact like kind of like it's kind of like a I wouldn't say it's the pedestal like at the top of the pole of like the food chain of these type of movies. But without this movie, we didn't get to see like the movies trying to replicate this. Even though, in my opinion, I think a lot of them replicated better. But I think without this original by Wes Craven, we wouldn't get those type of movies or people having the courage to kind of tell these type of stories that need to be told.
yeah,
Plus, that's also this movie was the kickstart of the '70s, not giving a shit what kind of movies they were making, how dark they go, and all that. This movie was like the very first one that does that before we get like the Black Christmases, the Texas Chainsaw
Yeah.
Massacres. So I do
Super
appreciate this movie.
gritty,
Hmm.
super like raw in a way. Like it's not for the faint of heart. I would say like a lot of 70s movies. It's much more just gritty and exploitative. That's what this movie is. It's like an exploitation film. And there's a lot of those in the 70s, which they're not always my favorite because they're not always the best ones to watch or the easiest watches, but
Right.
they still I think deserve something. They deserve some sort of respect.
Yeah, and that's what Rosie said. It was 70s exploitation, and
Exactly.
that's the best word to use. Want to say hello real quick to Metallic, what's going on, and
Hey.
Ghoul Sniper, what's going on,
Hello.
and hello Elvira, how are you doing?
This is Thorn, first of all.
Oh, sorry, you can see where that. Okay, I saw the white
You
tail. So
saw a
never mind.
little patch.
Yeah, I saw it.
He's just stressing me out because this table's not big enough for this big old boy. And there's stuff everywhere. But
poor Thorn.
I'm gonna let him do his thing.
And yeah, and the last thing I'll mention with the Last House on the Left with the remake, I like most of everything about it except for the damn microwave.
The microwave's kind of dumb, but still, like, I'm happy
But
he went
other
out in
than
a
that,
brutal death.
everything else was great.
Yeah,
So,
the remake, it's just so much better. It is so much better.
oh, so much better. And you'll probably pick this original over the remake that Amazon did with this one, and that is from 1977 of Suspiria. Came out on August the 12th, and this is on Tubi right now. And I really want to watch this. I have not had the chance to watch it just because I'm a little iffy on the Italian horror side of things. But Destiny, I'm pretty sure from what I know, you really enjoyed this one.
I wouldn't say really enjoyed because here's my thing. This is
Oh
the
man.
first Italian horror movie that I've ever seen. Which I already knew what the movie was going into it, but it was the first one that I've ever seen. And so this movie, it is style over substance. The storyline itself, it's not that great.
Mm-hmm.
The actual plot of the movie, it's not that great. But everything else, amazing. The fucking score that Goblin does, fucking phenomenal. The colors in the movie, absolutely amazing. So all of that stuff, everything around the story, it's so good. But the story itself, it's just so weak and like bare bones. But stylistically, it is beautiful, and I do want to give this another watch. I still haven't seen that many Italian horror movies. That's something like I really want. Will you stop biting this? Thank you so much. It's like biting at my headphones.
She being the thorn of your existence.
Literally. I need to watch. I've seen a few more Italian horror movies since I've watched this, so I want to go back and give it like another shot because I also just don't think I was in the right mindset for the movie either. Mm-hmm. I found myself being kind of bored until everything was colorful again, and I was like, "Oh wow, look at it!" But the remake, weird.
The remake did you see the remake? Weird.
I did. I watched the remake the same day I watched Hereditary and Midsommar.
Oh, good lord! What a day for you!
It was exhausting, and my brain hurt for a week. I should not have done it, but the remake, which I don't even know if I would say I like the remake over the original. I feel kind of like the same. I need to give the remake another watch as well. Some like whenever I haven't seen two other excruciating just mindfuck of movies before I watch this one because this one is also a mindfuck of a movie. There's some scenes in it that were hard to fucking watch. I remember those scenes. There's a lot that I don't remember from it, but there are some scenes that I was like, oh my god, I'm going to vomit because it was just so tough. Mia Goth is in the remake.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she is.
Wasn't Dakota Fanning in that one?
Dakota Johnson.
Yeah, Dakota. I always get the two mixed up. Brad and our buddy Chris, they did a review for this on our channel way long ago. And luckily, my Kansas City Chiefs were playing football because I had no interest in the movie personally. So I let them do the review for it. So if y'all want to go back, if you're fans of the Suspiria remake, go back to our early stages of our channel to watch that review because they do a really good job explaining that movie. But the original, I always hear about how colorful it is, and every time I see a clip of it, it does look so damn good. But I was kind of like with you. I'm kind of glad you clarified that the story is a little iffy. So when I go watch it, I kind of know what I'm getting ready to set myself up to. But I do
Yeah.
want to watch it.
Yeah. I would say, I mean, it's definitely known as, like, I feel like when people think of Italian horror movies, Suspiria is definitely up there, especially Dario Argento. He is up there when it comes to Italian
Mm-hmm.
horror movie directors. And I haven't seen a lot of his other stuff. I need to. Because there's like a trilogy. It's called like the Mother Trilogy or whatever that I watch. And Suspiria is a part of it. So I still need to watch the other two. But I feel like this one is cited usually as being his best. Like this
Mm-hmm.
is like I don't know, like Argento like at his peak.
Right.
So
I
yeah,
also hear about Tenebrae because they showed that on the last drive-in,
yeah,
and I unfortunately only got a third into it before I fell asleep. Because why did they make it the second movie versus the first movie? I don't know why. So, yeah, I know you're pretty pissed off because
there's
I know you
so
gave up
many.
after the first one. So
Literally, because there's so many times where they would play the movie I'd seen first, the movie I hadn't seen second. I was like, no, I'm going to fall asleep. And I did every time.
mhm,
I did not make it one episode this past season. I was
mhm.
upset. But at the end, I was like, fuck it. I can't do it. I know I can't.
And so it'll be
Whatever.
available Sunday. I'll watch it then. So.
Literally. I have time.
Yeah, so but yeah, I'll easily get that a watch. Just because Argento, I heard it's like the goat when it comes to Italian horror directors. So I'll definitely get that a watch when I can. But I also want to say hello to Aaron Click. He's in the house. What's going on, Aaron Click?
Hi.
We got Flopbuster. So what's going on, Flopbuster? Saying Suspiria remake is insane. I applaud it for it being batshit wild and pushing nearly 3 hours long. And that is what turns me off about that movie because if y'all know me, I do not like long movies in general unless if they really entertain me. I feel like in that particular instance, it wouldn't entertain me for 3 hours.
Yeah, there's a lot of times I find myself kind of like not like dozing off, but like checking my phone, like seeing how much time I had left in the movie. Plus, like
Mm-hmm.
my brain was already just exhausted at this point. But it was a little bit to get through. But when it goes crazy, I'm like, fuck, yeah, that's
Like
what
it
I was
doesn't
here to
stop.
watch. And the movie is so like bland in like the color palette, I would say, up until the very end. It's not colorful like the original Suspiria. It's very like everything they're wearing is so bland, and like the weather in the movie is so bland, and everything is just so stale
Mm-hmm.
almost. But like that's what they chose to do for the movie. Not like the movie is stale, just it looks so stale. And so that's again another hard thing for me to like pay attention to. It's like I need something to like catch my eye. But
Mm-hmm.
at the end, it kind of it does that. And I'm like, there we go. This feels more like the original Suspiria.
There you go. So I guess if like for a feature Patreon request, I'll watch it. But I'm going to take my time. But the original definitely will watch it as soon as I can. And Fat also wants to say, "Damn, who is that hottie with Brett? Damn."
It's me.
He's talking about me. Matt, shut up.
You're
So
right. I'm Brett. You're the
yeah.
hottie.
Mhm. Oh, no, just kidding. And then Aiden says, I'm a big Argento fan, so I easily prefer the original, but I gotta show the remake some respect, especially for the finale. Kind of like what you were saying, like once it
Yeah,
gets going, it gets going.
it's
And
crazy.
yeah, so I'm sort of looking forward to it, but I'm also sort of not looking forward to it.
Yeah. It's one I
But
definitely say like don't rush into it. You have to be in the mood to watch
mhm,
this movie. You know what I mean? Like you have to finally I'm going to sit down, spare 3 hours, watch this movie and just like kind of get through it
mhm.
almost.
And that's a rainstorm.
Exactly. That this movie would be a great rainy day because I think it rains a lot in the movie, or if it doesn't, it's just cloudy. It's not really sunny,
Hmm.
so it's like that would be a good movie to watch when it's raining outside.
All right. So writing it down real quick, putting in my little lockbox. And then also got to say hello to Ashton. What's going on, Ashton?
Hey, Ashton.
Yes, sir. So before we exit the 70s, did you have anything else from the 70s?
I had oh, from 72, I had one called Blackula, which I have
Hmm.
not seen, but I want to. It was on Shutter last year, and I kept meaning to watch it, and then I just fucking never got around to it. James just covered it more recently on the Kill Count. It's like a
Hmm.
exploitative film. So I do want to watch it. I hope it gets added. It might be on Tubi. I can't remember, but I do plan on watching that one. And then from 77, I had one called Kingdom of Spiders, which I've never seen, but I feel like
Hmm.
I've seen the poster for it, so I just wanted to mention it.
Oh no, absolutely. That's why I'm glad you always like do the bigger, like more deeper research because you have more knowledge of horror movies than I do. So I'll skip on those particular ones. So I'm glad you brought those up. And I do remember James doing a unique kill count, and that was the one you just mentioned for
Yeah.
Blackula. And then let's see here. Gory Tiger says, "Hi Brett. I think he was talking about the chick with the green makeup.
Your mask.
That's
That's
why he
funny.
always tells me to look behind me is because of that witch right there. So okay, Gory, you got me right there. And then let's see here. And then Rosie says, Destiny reminds me of the cool golf girls I loved hanging with in high school.
Thank you so much, because that's what I was going for.
Oh,
That's what I was going for. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Rosie is so very sweet. So yeah, that's awesome. So let's see here. Do we have anything else from the
Nope, that's it.
70s? Alrighty, we got our first big topic to discuss. Even though we pretty much start off with two classic bangers from the 70s,
Honestly, yeah.
let's go with something more fun and play some little funky disco music. Let's have fun with Friday the 13th Part 3, aka 3D, aka Friday the 13th The Barn, whatever you want to call it, it's all accurate. Came out in 1982, of course, you know it, on August the 13th. This is on Paramount Plus right now, but I assume most people own the movie. And this is where it pisses me off every time. 7% on Rotten Tomatoes and 42% from the audience. Like, guys, are you kidding me? I could easily prefer this movie over a lot of horror movies. Like, what the actual fuck? I'm pretty sure I even put this in my top four Friday the 13th movies. And Destiny, I know you're definitely a big fan of this one. So, why are
Yeah.
you a big fan of Friday the 13th Part 3?
Like I can see maybe why some people don't like it, because it is just a rinse and repeat of Victoria. Hello.
Slay.
It's such a rinse and repeat of like sort of what we had already seen in part one, for the most part, and then part two. And it's just doing the same things over again, which I feel like, a lot of these movies are. But
Mm-hmm.
I love part three. Part three just feels like such like when you want to watch like a warm, cozy movie, I feel like it's Friday 13th Part 3. There's something about it that just makes me feel like summertime, but summertime when it's like a little bit cooler because like they're
Mm-hmm.
wearing like sweaters. It's just such like a comfortable feeling of a movie, and it doesn't do anything too crazy. It's just your typical camp slasher sort of movie. But
Mm-hmm.
whenever I think of Jason, this is like the Jason I think of when I picture him. Is like part three and part four Jason,
Richard Brooker.
because he is huge. He is so great. I love Chris as a final girl. I think she's
Yes.
amazing, and I feel like she does not get the respect she deserves.
No, she's the
Because she
only final girl in the Friday the 13th franchise that actually whoops Jason's ass by herself, and nobody
literally,
acknowledges it.
literally, that one, the one guy pops up for a second, gets taken down the next second. So like that's the only sort of intervening that she has is like literally 2 seconds. But
Mm-hmm.
besides that, she does everything herself. She is a badass. She is not dumb. We see that she's very, timid about like what had happened to her and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like this movie, it doesn't get, I think the respect it deserves. Yes, it's just a copy and paste. I know it is. But I feel like
Mm-hmm.
this movie does a lot of stuff really well. And you get Shelly, you get the fucking hockey mask, you get Vera,
Yeah.
I love the couple because she's just like,
Oh,
well,
Chili and who's the
the
other
other
name?
one,
I
I
just
don't
know
know.
it's Chili and then somebody else, like the girl.
I don't. Chili, I think, is the boy or
Oh,
the girl.
yeah,
Chili
the
is the
girl.
girl.
Oh,
Whoever the
Chuck. I
fuck.
believe it was Chuck.
Yes, you got the stoner couple, which I think they're fucking hilarious. Anytime they're on screen, I'm laughing. And then you got the other couple. Is it Marcy? No, that's not Marcy.
It's. I just know the girl was in that. It's in that. Deborah Voorhees Friday the 13th movie she just
Yeah,
released
she
last year.
is.
Yeah, I just can't remember her character's
I think her
name.
real name is Terry, but
Yes.
it's the girl and the boyfriend, and she's like, I can't eat that weed. I'm pregnant. And then she's like, I have to pee a lot because I'm pregnant. And then it's never mentioned again that she's pregnant. And I'm just like, what? It's like thrown in two lines. I'm pretty sure she's drinking a beer later on. And I was like,
Hmm.
okay, okay, ma'am. But we
And
get
reading a
great,
Fangoria magazine too, which I
yes.
thought was really cool.
And Tom Savini, we see his
Hmm.
name in it. So I don't know. I feel like this movie has pretty great kills overall. A lot of fun kills. It introduces the hockey mask. I feel like this movie deserves a little bit more respect than it gets. And it does not deserve a 7%.
Hmm.
I
No,
want to
the
talk to everyone that rated it that low because it's a Friday the 13th movie. It is your like typical sort of Friday the 13th movie like formula. It's like,
hmm
how's it a 7%? How the fuck is it 7 when it just does everything other movies do? I don't get it, but whatever.
Yeah,
I
like
don't write
it's
for Rotten
bullshit. And
Tomatoes.
plus, I guess it was like a lot of the 3D stuff to it. But like, if you just go behind this, like read into the behind the scenes of how much of a pain in the ass doing all that 3D stuff. And honestly, for me, I still haven't watched it on 3D yet, but I really want to someday. But I think it would look good, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I didn't think they do a terrible job. I think that was just what we call studio meddling because that was just during a time area where 3D was becoming a thing. So like, come on, like I don't like, come on, like come on. That's all I gotta say. Like I'm
I
just
don't
so
really,
mad.
I don't really fault. Whenever I learn stuff about like behind the scenes stuff, I try to not fault the movie too much itself. Like, yeah, I'm seeing what they put in the movie, but I'm just like, they fucking tried at least. Or like with Jason Takes Manhattan, and I see everything that went on behind the scenes. I tried to not like fault it too much for like
Mhm.
what we actually got because I'm like, I know it's not, it wasn't everyone's vision for it to turn out this way, and they had to do what they had to do. So whenever I find stuff out like that about the movie, I'm like, well, I don't want to be too hard on it because sometimes shit just happens and you can't do anything
Mhm.
else about it, and you just watch what you watch. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that's fine. I can ignore the fucking maybe 5 minutes in total where they're ooh, like I can get over that. It's not that big of a deal.
Or that easily that like little snake if that just pops at you, even the eyeball and all that. You can obviously tell it's like on a string, and they just pull like yank it.
And I
But
think that
but I
adds
think that's
charm.
cool. Yeah,
It
exactly.
adds charm. It adds just something that like nowadays like everything has to be so perfect. And
Hmm.
they would take a little like thing and like edit out that string to where you couldn't see it, or like the way what they're able to do now with technology is so mind-blowing to where like
Hmm.
I love shit like this because it's like this is when it was real, like it was there, you could touch it, it was all just there, and they were doing what they could to make like to work. And I love
Right.
that because I'm like, you don't always have to have a crazy ass budget and crazy green screen and like video effects. Sometimes
Hmm.
seeing that little string there, it just makes my heart happy
Oh
because
yeah.
they are figuring out what the fuck they had to do in order to get it done, and they did.
Yeah, exactly. Again, especially with that camera, because that camera was given such like problems. But again, that's why I want practical effects back because I feel like that's what these movies, a lot of them, are missing today. It's just that charm of the practical effects, like people not treating movies that seriously. Because guys, you got to remember, it is just a movie. I'm not quoting
It's only
the
a
last half.
movie.
Yeah, it's only a movie. It's only a movie. So like seriously, and I guess my last question is: are you a fan of Shelley? Because I like Shelley, and my favorite underrated line of the entire movie of Shelley is, damn it, what's the name of the girl with the red sweater?
Vera,
Farrah, yeah, Farrah. And she's like, listen, we'll talk later. And
I
she
fucking
walks,
knew you
and
were
then
gonna
Shelley
say
goes,
this.
bitch. Like, I just laugh every time because it's not supposed to be funny because you're supposed to feel bad for Shelly, but at the same time, Shelly kind of asked for it with him trying so hard, like with his like jokes. But I can kind of relate to him a little bit because
Mhm.
like he kind of feels like an outcast, so that's why he does the things that he does because he wants to feel included. Like I don't do the shit that Shelly does, but I
Yeah.
kind of relate to him on that particular level. So yeah, are you a Shelly fan?
Like I don't hate Shelly as much as so many people do. Because I do think overall he is a good guy, and like yeah, his intentions mean well, and they don't always come across as well. But he is just trying to fit in, like you said, and he's trying to have fun and just like make some jokes. I think it is up until that line where he calls Vera a bitch. Like, see, you're doing so good because like yeah, you might be annoying and you might be a little pushy or like not pushy, but just like you're coming in hot. You're coming off a little bit too strong here. Calm down a little bit. And it's up until that line where he says bitch to where like everything else he did, he's like
It's
a
rude.
good guy. Like he's like, he's just a little annoying, but he's still like sweet at heart. Then he calls her a bitch because she didn't want to fucking talk to him right there because
Mm.
he's being so like extra about everything. Like, you don't need to call her a bitch because if she doesn't want to be with you, she doesn't have to be with you. And that doesn't make her a bitch. That
No,
does
of course
not make
not.
her a bitch. That makes
It's
you
just
insecure.
yeah, it's just Shelly just being freaking young and horny. That's all it is at the end of the day. Shelly is or Vera is easily not a bitch. I actually really love the
I
Vera
love
character.
Vera.
I kind of wish we had more of her, even though she did get that big probably one of the biggest sequences in Friday the 13th history. Because again, that was the introduction of the hockey mask, and she got that death with that hockey mask. So at least she got that for her. But no, I agree with you. She is easily not a bitch. It's just shit. I just find that line hilarious because yeah, we were doing all good, and all of a sudden, bitch.
No,
I'm like,
yeah,
well,
it
yeah.
is
He
funny.
just
It is funny because I'm just like, what the fuck? It is funny. He, that's the only thing I'm like, boy, don't you better watch your mouth because
mm-hmm.
I will punch you.
Yeah, I said I will punch you. And then
Punch you.
yeah, I guess since we're on the Friday the 13th topic, we won't go too much into it just in case if you and Brayden want to talk about it on Fear Freaks on like the news and all that real quickly. Sean Cunningham, that I believe, yeah, Sean Cunningham put the rumor of the whole like Friday the 13th coming out next year. Pretty much simple, yay or nay.
Um, yay, but I'll believe it when I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he announced it, that still doesn't mean it's coming. You know what I mean? So I'm trying
Right.
not to get my hopes up. Would I love another Friday 13th movie? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Am I holding my breath? No. Even if he says it, I'm still. Whenever I see a trailer, that's when I'll believe that we're actually getting a movie. Just because it's been so wishy
Right.
washy for years.
Yeah, and we have like no cast announcements or like director or anything like that. That's why I'm kind of iffy too. And plus, I feel like if they are releasing it next year, to me, it's at the point now where they're rushing it, kind of like how they are with Scream Six. Even though I feel like Scream Six, was more prepared to rush it versus Friday the 13th. So I want them to do it right. However, if they are going to release it next year, it better be on Friday, October the 13th. That's like the only logical one. Even though I'm pretty sure now, I just remembered, I'm pretty sure The Exorcist was supposed to come out on that day as well. So I sincerely doubt Friday the 13th is going to go up against The Exorcist.
Maybe. I don't know. Because they're both two iconic sort of horror movie franchises trying to
Right.
compete. That would be pretty exciting, though, to have like two like big. Will you fucking stop, please, sir? He's like knocking everything down.
He's pissed.
He is for no reason. You have food and water, but that'll be exciting. But like, which it might feel rushed, but they've also had since 2009 to get a fucking movie out. So
Right.
maybe they just have a million ideas waiting around. They're like, finally, let's pick this one, get it out.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's good. I don't know. I would love
Yeah.
to see it though.
Yeah, so plus I just again with the whole rushing, I want it to be good.
Yeah.
After all, like like a full 13 years, ha ha ha, 13 years. Yeah, I just want it to be good. But I was just wanting to get your quick thoughts on that because since we were talking about Friday the 13th, And damn, the chat is exploding right now. So I will do my best to try to get comments. But yeah, we appreciate all you guys for being in here right now.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just checking real quick. I saw this from earlier. Flame First says, I don't go into barns because of Friday the 13th Part 3.
Understandable.
Yeah, actually, me and Brad know of a good buddy that has a barn. So we have a feature skit idea for that. Wink, wink.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, let's see here. It's just. Rosie says Thor wants attention.
He really does. I swear, they always want attention whenever I'm doing stuff.
I guess that's what they're saying. Damn, she's doing stuff. This is our ultimate time to be
Literally.
annoying.
Literally.
So, so let's see here. Let me get this. Actually, that's two of them. So do you have anything else from 82?
No, that was the only one.
Okay, great. So let's talk about these next two 1987 movies. That's what I got. And they are The Monster Squad, very popular kids horror movie from 1987, August the 14th. 78% on Rotten Tomatoes by the fans, 56 by the critics, but fuck the critics, they don't know how to have fun. And then this next one, this is the movie Destiny had me watch, and ironically enough, happy birthday to House 2, the second story today. So it's its birthday today, came out on this day, and I do not know, so I apologize. Yeah, I got my numbers messed up, so ignore those numbers. I'll look them up as Destiny is giving her thoughts because this is the movie you had me watch. So why did you have me watch this movie? And I know you're a big fan of this as well.
Because I watched this, I don't think it was last year, or it might have been last year, maybe the year before even. But I was like looking for a movie to watch, and I saw House 2, A Second Story, and I had watched this one first because I didn't realize that the House was also streaming. So I just saw House 2, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna watch this because I know Chad is a big fan of these movies as well. And I think he was the one that mentioned it. And so when I saw it, I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch this movie. Dude, this fucking movie is so funny. I was crying. I was laughing so hard I was crying. And I was like, wow, I can't believe like this movie's making me laugh so hard. It's so much fun. It's a Halloween movie because they're having like a Halloween party.
And I want to go to that party so bad.
Looks like so much fun. I just want to go to a fucking Halloween party. But, you know, it's a hilarious movie. I love the little caterpillar dog. That is the cutest little fucking thing I've ever seen. The whole story with Grandpa and like just the story of what the movie is. It's so silly. There's fucking dinosaurs in it. It's like anything you think is in this movie, it probably fucking is. Because it's so outlandish and just batshit crazy. But I love every second of it. I love it so much. It is so fucking funny. And it has the dude from Fright Night in it. Yes. Jerry's like second in command. So when I was watching, I was like, oh my God, the guy from Fright Night. That's really cool. And it has fucking Lord Park Lincoln.
I know. I freaked
Friday
out on
Part
that.
7. And she looks great. Love her in it too. Everyone is just so much fun. The story is so crazy. And it's just such a good time. I watched this movie a few times since I watched it that first time. And every time I watch it, I have so much fun with it. I love this movie.
And that is the ultimate word for that particular movie because that's what I had with it was a lot of fun with it. I didn't treat it too seriously. I could just tell right off the bat that you're just supposed to turn off your brain and have a good time. And when I saw Lars in it, first off, she looked absolutely adorable. Like I wish like that were my girlfriend. Even though I wish she had more to do in this movie, unfortunately. Even though the girl that they kind of replaced her with, she was really cute as well. I thought it was Phoebe Cates, but it wasn't. And I just laughed my ass off. They actually in the like cast and everything, they had her name as Virgin. Yeah, like I just freaking laugh on that one. I love the whole dinosaurs with the pterodactyl with the whole. It's like, do you want a steak? If it's like, I think it was for steak. We don't have any more. And the pterodactyl goes, like, what the fuck you just say? But like, I love all that. I love the dog caterpillar. I love Grandpa. I just love the whole atmosphere of this movie. It's so much fun. And I was shocked to realize that Gorilla, the big strong man, was freaking Kane Hodder. Yeah, so like
it's amazing.
It's so great. And what he did was awesome. And this movie is so much damn fun. That's all. Oh, and of course, freaking me and Sinister Cinema, Jason, we talked a little bit about this movie, and we also love freaking The Electrician. I believe his name was Bill.
Oh my god, the fucking electrician is absolutely hilarious. That was what was really getting to me whenever I watched it. That
Mm-hmm.
tears pouring from my face. It was so funny. He is hilarious. He is. Do not hire this man to work on your
Mm-hmm.
house.
Oh yeah, he just freaking tears up that wall. If he helps find him, and then all of a sudden he's back on the other side of the wall, like nothing actually even happened. And you read his
Mm-hmm.
business card going electrician and adventurer. Like I
Yeah,
just laughed my ass off because that's exactly what he did. So I find him easily probably the most entertaining character in this movie. But dude, this of course I love the dynamic between our protagonists and their
so much
friendship.
fun.
It's so much fun. It's like especially when the Jesse was climbing up the tree, and I believe his name was Chase, saying, "Hey, it's okay, man. If you fall, it'll be a quick death. You won't feel a thing." Thank you, Chase.
Literally climbing up this fucking. It looks like a beanstalk from fucking Jack and the Beanstalk. It's huge. Trying to get up here because they're looking for this skull that they need. And then like the other dude looks sort of like a pirate in a way. He's like this cowboy sort of guy. It's just so crazy, but it's so much fun. And then I had watched the second movie, and then right after that, I had watched the first House movie, which again I love. But that movie made me cry because it was like sweet and sad in moments, and like how silly the movie it is. It really has something to say about like how like like our veterans are treated and like the PTSD that they return with, and like that movie, like Ben is just like a personification of PTSD. Like yeah, you could see it as like, oh, this guy is real and what's happening is real, or you can see it as this is his guilt that he feels after being in the war and then losing his son and everything. It's so heavy for a silly 80s movie, and I was like, what the fuck? I was not expecting this, especially after watching House 2. So I cried twice that night. One was from laughing, the second one because it was just so heartfelt and sweet. And I was like bawling my eyes out. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Why am I crying so much over these two movies?
Oh my god, and fucking John too. He pissed me off as a character too, but he was supposed to be the asshole of the movie
Mm-hmm.
from the second one. But yeah, at the end of the day, I really had a great time with House too. So I appreciate you suggesting that movie to me. I am eventually going to revisit or watch for the first time the first House movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm so excited for that. And then lastly, I want to mention about the movie what makes it so damn good is the practical effects. Oh my gosh, like the look of all the characters and kind of like
Mm-hmm.
you can tell it's like little like the whole animation stuff, kind of like with like the freaking, especially the pterodactyl where he's so small,
Yeah.
the skull so small, then when they do a zoom up, it's humongous. I just think again, like you said earlier, it's just part of the charm when they do these effects. So I easily like forgave it. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out to the practical effects of this movie, especially
Yeah.
at the end of it where the guy explodes.
Yes, definitely. And like Grandpa looks great the whole time. Like everything just looks so good, but like cheesy. Like it looks so,
Mm-hmm.
it fits perfectly in this movie. It feels right at home with the kind of movie it is, and I love it. And I can't wait because I'm trying to save all, even though you don't know how fucking bad I want to watch every Halloween centered movie right now. I'm holding off until October. So as soon
Mm-hmm.
as October comes around, this movie's going on, and I cannot wait to fucking rewatch it. This and the Monster Squad. I want to
Yeah.
watch the Monster Squad again so bad, but I'm like, no, save it because it'll feel so much better in
September
October.
you'll watch it on September the 30th because that's a Friday, the
Perfect.
day before. So that'd be your ultimate. That's when you'll start it. I know you.
Last year I started it in September.
Yeah, yeah, you did. And then oh my gosh, you were so ready at the end of October with how much horror movies you watch, but you can't help it. It's like most of everybody's favorite time of the year who's in the chat and us too. So I don't blame
Yes.
you for that. I'll get Flame first comment in a minute. Want to say hello to Mega Cat, my Tennessee brethren. What's going on? Saying sub BrettMan, Destiny.
Hey.
So
Hello.
and Rosie with another comment saying, Destiny, I could see you dressing up as BB Kate's character Kate from the Gremlins, or for Halloween.
That would be fun. I never thought about doing that. She's
There you
crazy in
go.
that movie.
Oh yeah, but Phoebe, I love Phoebe Kate, so I can actually now see you can actually pull that off.
I'll have to look into what she wears. I don't remember at all,
Yeah.
but all I remember is her speech about her dad.
And of course, Mega, I know you would bring it up. I remember Phoebe Case for the red bikini,
Fast Times.
as freaking everybody else in the world.
You know who pauses at whatever the timestamp is? Boobies. People who like boobies. I like boobies. You like boobies.
Yeah,
Boobies.
it's like I love boobies.
I love
I
boobies. That
also
scene
love
from
how Family
Stranger
Guy.
Things.
Oh,
Yeah, I love it. But the
yeah,
scene from
Family Guy
Stranger
making fun of
Things,
it.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I know what they're talking about because I finally watched Fast Times. I was like, I know what they're talking about. They're talking about her boobs. Yeah, it's pretty great.
And
That
then
was a fun movie.
we mentioned boobs and the freaking sex bots came out. So way to go.
Damn it.
Nah, yeah, I know. Get out here. So,
Get out of here.
and then of course, I love boobies. So I
I
guess
love
the
boobies.
hashtag today is hashtag I love
I
or
love
hashtag
boobies.
I love boobies or hashtag boobies. So there you
Yeah.
go. Let's get that hashtag rolling, everybody, and then bring on more sex bots. But yeah, I recently watched that for the first time. For a particular shrink. Oh yeah, for that the Real March Madness tournament.
hmm
Where we did '80s movies, and I finally got to watch it, and it's a fun movie.
It was a lot of fun. And it was, again, it was so serious and a lot of stuff it dealt with. And I was like, what the fuck? And look, not to get off topic and not to get political or anything, but I was like, damn, it's so crazy how you have, what's her name? Jennifer Jason Leigh's character
Mm-hmm.
who is just able to get an abortion. She's just able to. And this was 19 fucking 85. And I know it's just a movie and I don't know exactly how that works when you actually go get
Mm-hmm.
one. And it was so fucking easy. Yet here we are in 20 fucking 22.
Yeah, I
And that's all I'm
know.
going to say about that. And I was like, damn,
Mm-hmm.
damn, must have been nice.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I know.
it was good. That movie had like a lot to say for how fucking crazy and silly it was. And I really liked that movie a lot.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. Yeah, like just I wish we were in the '80s because the '80s just seemed like everything was simple.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, there's still bad shit in the 80s. There was a lot
Oh
of
yeah, of
horrible
course,
shit.
not
But
as
there's
much as
horrible
today.
shit. There's horrible shit every fucking decade, dude.
You know, or pretty much every single day it seems like.
Yeah.
But yeah, so easily if you have not seen, because I saw Robert in the chat say he has not seen a single House movie, go watch the House movies because I plan on seeing the first one. Definitely the second one for sure.
Yeah.
And then I explained for Rosetta you were about to get into of Monster Squad. Is I love that Monster Squad that the military showed up because a 7-year-old wrote them a letter.
I fucking love the Monster Squad. Is it
Mm-hmm.
very 80s? Yes. Is a lot of it, it's like, whoa, you cannot say that today. Yes, there's a lot of stuff like that in this movie. That was like, y'all are children. Stop saying those words, first of all. But, the fucking 80s. Um, but there's so much in the Monster Squad that I love. It's a universal sort of style movie. It's such a
Mm-hmm.
great like introduction horror movie to kids. It is like whenever I first watched it, I was like, this is just so much fucking fun. This is so much fun. The kids are adorable. The sister's so cute. And the end with Frankenstein, I
Oh,
cried. I
I
literally
know.
cried watching this fucking movie because of Frankenstein. I was like, no. She's like, don't go. And I was like, stop.
Is that
Stop talking.
Frankie?
Frankie, no. But the
Oh.
Monster Squad, it does rule. It is
Mm-hmm.
so. And the fucking song that they play is like, what is it? Like, shop
It's been
until
such
you
a
drop,
yeah. Oh, it's
wiggle
yeah,
till
freaking
your
Matt. Yeah,
feet
Matt's.
fall off.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, Matt! Thank you. I knew I recognized that song from the theme song of "Watching Till You Drop" show that we do.
What?
Dadgummit, thank you. You
Yes.
pointed it out for
Watch
me.
until you.
Yeah,
Until
watch it till
you.
you drop. Da
Yes.
da 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 da
Feet
da.
fall off. Something like
Is
that.
that
It's
I
so
don't
good.
want to go now. I don't
Yeah.
want to lose control. Yeah, or something like that. But it's the yeah, just that whole song in general just explains the entire movie of how much fun it is. And it was on the top, like kind of like how the Visit with M Night Shyamalan's. It was my number one, like on the watch list. I want to
Uh,
watch it so bad. The Monster Squad was at that number two spot. Like I wanted to see it for so damn long, and I was so glad to finally watch it. And like you said, it's just another damn fun movie. And this is kind of like a movie. You can also make an introduction to horror as well,
Absolutely.
towards like kids and all that. It's so good. I also love how they're like, "Hey, we need you. You're a virgin." I'm not a virgin.
Literally, the whole
What?
time they think the sister's a virgin, and then she's like, "I am not." And she waits so long to tell him. I'm like,
Yeah, I know. I was like,
"Girl,
how
just say it."
convenient.
But then they have the little sister. What does she say? Like what's it like? I think she says like
But
a
what's a
virgin.
Yeah, what's a virgin? Like,
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my god. So she has to like read it, and like the older guy's like helping her, and it's just such a fun movie. I want to show like my youngest brother on my mom's side, Ryder. He's watched horror movies with me. He's watched like It Chapter One with me.
yes.
We've watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D, Final
Oh my god.
Destination. We watched Victor Crowley together. He's young
Mhm.
too. I've shown him a lot of horror movies.
Yeah, I remember you like posting like a lot of those little videos of it. I'm like,
Oh
oh my
yeah,
god, like
he's a
what
baby.
are you doing to him?
He's
Like,
good. He was like, I think he was like 4 when we watched it chapter 1,
hmm
and he handled it well. He handles everything
that
well.
was adorable though. That was a I
It's a
like that video.
clown. It's a clown. And he looks at me and he realizes I'm recording. He's like, and he smiles, but he's adorable. But this is a movie I want him to watch because I think he would love it because he loves the Wolfman. He was the Wolfman one year for like Halloween, and when it
Oh,
flooded,
that's
he
so
wore that
cool.
fucking wolf mask all around the house, like Peach Fuzz. He was just wearing it, and so I think he would really love this movie just because of all the Universal and like. For me, I've only seen Frankenstein when it comes to like the Universal monsters. So this is just a good.
Hmm.
You get the mummy, you get like the creature from the
The
Black
creature,
Lagoon, like the
right?
fish man or gill man. And then you get Dracula and you get Frankenstein and you get I think
I'm
I
pretty
said
sure.
all.
I think you mentioned all of them.
Yeah. So you get to like see those and that's such a good way for like kids to get introduced to like the universal sort of monsters
Right.
because they're just so similar and I love it. I wish the Fishman had more to do because I love the Fishman.
Oh, I
I think
know. And
the
plus that
creature from the
whole
Black
actor.
Lagoon, yeah,
Because the
and how
actor
he
had
got
like
it.
yeah, exactly, with his whole like it's like, what am I supposed to do? Just walk. Like,
Like
uh
just like this.
perfect. Yeah, like perfect.
Nailed it.
But yeah, like just I just liked everything about it. I still need to watch the Universal damn monster movies. I got them all on DVD now. Got them at a cheap deal at McKay, and I just gotta watch them. But this was a great introduction to it because it just combines everything with Universal monster movies, children. It's just such a damn good time. I can't say enough nice things about the Monster Squad.
Yeah, agreed. I just love movies like this. Movies with like Peach Fuzz. Does his
Pisha.
little dance. He's fucking. I love Creep,
And
but
of
like
course, Wolfman's got nards.
iconic, iconic line. That is so fucking funny when you realize, whoa, Wolfman's got nards,
Yes,
and
I
it's
kick him in the
so funny.
nards.
Kick him in the
I
nards,
bet he does it, but the Wolfman goes,
and just his face. He's like, whoa.
it's
I just
like,
I love movies like this, like It, Monster Squad, Summer of '84, fucking Stranger Things, The Goonies, where they're like young kids figuring this shit out. Just
mm-hmm.
movies like that, they always will have my heart because it feels just such like it's a coming of age to where like they're children, but they're realizing how much bad is actually out there in the world, and they're still handling it better than fucking adults.
Right.
I eat that shit up. I love movies like that so much. They are so good.
So good. So like we can freaking talk so many amazing things about both of these movies. So that great '87 movies in general. Let's see here. Checking the chat one more time. Do you have anything else for the '87?
Yeah, I have one more, and it's Slaughterhouse, which was shown on the last drive-in.
Saturn. Is
It
that early
was
stages of Blast Drive In?
it was late stages. It was towards the end. It's like it starts off. It's like at a pig farm, and it's like the
Oh,
son.
you said slaughterhouse.
Yeah,
So for some reason, I thought you said Satterhouse. I'm like, what's
what the
Satterhouse?
fuck is
But
that?
no, I caught the tail, like the half point of Slaughterhouse because that was that movie. But yeah, that movie was a lot of fun.
Yeah, just an 80s slasher movie with the big guy going around and killing everyone at this sort of pig farm sort of place. It was okay.
Yeah, so
Not
kind of like
super
a Texas
memorable.
Chainsaw, like kind of like a Texas Chainsaw ripoff a little bit.
Yeah, it's like gritty. It has like family issues and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun from what I remember, and I didn't watch it too long ago, and I don't really remember a whole lot. I remember the fucking title card, the credits that play over it are actual pigs getting slaughtered. I
Oh,
remember that, and I was like, all right.
yeah,
It
Darcy
was,
loved that. I bet.
yeah. And like, I feel her on that because, like, I'm not fully vegan, but I am pescatarian. I only eat seafood. And so I was
Mm-hmm.
watching it and I was like, fuck, like, I don't like this at all.
Mm-hmm.
But, unfortunately, that's how shit is. Open your
Mm-hmm.
eyes, people.
Yeah.
But, anyways,
Yeah, open your damn eyes.
open your damn
And
eyes.
did you have anything else for 87?
Nope, that was it.
All right, that is it. Let's see here. He Aaron Click says Barry's a genius for naming his channel that. Yeah, Wolfman's
Yes,
got
Wolfman's got
nards.
nards.
Yeah.
Honestly, so good. Because like I had seen his name around so many times, and then whenever I watched the movie, I was like, "That's where it's from. That makes a lot of sense." I was like, "That's actually really cool. I like that a lot."
Yeah, especially with his like little introduction. Of course, his last bit of the introduction is Wolfman's got nards.
Yeah, it's
That's
great.
so. And I should have bought this at a convention. Instead, I got someone else something. And it was the like it actually was the Wolfman's nards. Like it was a prop, and I was like, "Damn, I should have sent this to him."
That
Be-
is fucking
I
hilarious.
think I even sent you a picture of that. It's like, should I get Wolfman? Should I get Barry these? And then, yeah. So I was just like, "Oh my gosh, dude! Like
Get him
this is
some
freaking
nards.
perfect." But yeah,
That's
at the
funny.
end, yeah, I just didn't feel like it's like, "Hey, you got no nards." I'm like, "No, that wasn't that." But like, damn, I regret that very immensely. So let's see here. We got two from 1992. One of them I assigned for you to watch. This ain't it though, but I just want to. Are you afraid of the dark? No, trust me, that would be that would be a huge task to watch. But
Yeah,
it is on Paramount Plus, and this is like a lot of kids' introductions to horror back in the 90s, like I would say late 90s because this came out in 92. It really got more tempo up in the like mid to late 90s, especially for me because I love this show. And so damn good. So I wanted to give it recognition. Came out on August the 15th. It started its first season. And then the movie I assigned you to is Pet Cemetery 2 that came out. Oh, look at that. It also has a birthday today. So happy birthday to Pet Cemetery 2 and happy birthday to House 2, the second story. So, Destiny, like, quick, any thoughts on both of these?
I have not seen any. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh, you got to. And I know
Absolutely
you
done.
have access to Paramount Plus, so you just need
I
to,
do.
like, pick a day, just or like at least like watch one episode a day and see if you like it.
Yeah, I need to. And like I didn't even really watch fucking God, what is it called?
Goosebumps.
Yes, all I could think is Creep Shows. Like I didn't I mean I watched the movie Creep Show growing up, the second one, but I only even like Goosebumps. I read a couple of the books and I only watched a few of the episodes. I don't know why. I never really watched that stuff. I grew up watching Tales from the Crypt, something that was not at all age appropriate for me to watch. But I
No.
loved Tales from the Crypt growing up. And that was, what those two sort of are, but, adult. There's like a lot of
Right.
sex and shit and like actual death in it. But I do need to watch Are You Afraid of the Dark? Um, because that's like a total blind spot. Because I always see Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like that's like a lot of people's gateway into horror. I'm
Mhm.
like, it was not mine. It wasn't mine. I wish it was because I wish there was like that spot in my life like filled in just because I know everyone loves these two things so much. And I'm just like,
Mhm.
oh, I didn't watch that. I think I kind of missed it because I was born in '98 And
Yeah,
so
it's
I
like you were on
just,
the tail end of its like popularity.
yeah, like I never saw it on TV at all. Even like Goosebumps, I never really saw it on TV. And I'm sure if I would have saw it on TV, I would have watched it, but I just
Hmm.
never did. But I do want to watch some of it just to kind of fill that void of
Hmm.
my younger brain would have loved it, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, like I feel like you would like be more. I would think you would be more up the Goosebumps territory, but easily Are You Afraid of the Dark is right up there with it. Like for me, it's Are You Afraid of the Dark. Like I read countless Goosebumps books, but just to me, like Are You Afraid of the Dark just hits differently, especially with the opening like credits and all that, and with how it sets the tone and atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so damn good. I could I still need to watch them. I've watched like one episode just to get like ready for this discussion, and that one was okay. But it's just like the later ones. That's where it starts to get really, really good.
I know there's one, or maybe it's Goosebumps, but I think there's one with like a pool monster or something
Yes, that's my all-time favorite one.
because I was watching pretty much it, and they said like at one point in season 4 of Stranger Things, they're like, oh my god, it looks like the pool monster, and I was like, I don't know what that is, but I'll believe you. I'll
I
believe
said
it.
now you know. Uh,
Now I
so
know.
let's see here. Oh, Rosie, that's cool. My son was born in '98 too. So there you go.
98.
Uh, 98 power. Then
Yeah.
and plus 98 is my all-time favorite year of my entire life, which that's cool too. Um, that was random. So sorry about that.
It's because I was born. I know.
Well, no, it's that
Before
Tennessee
you
won the
even knew me.
Tennessee won the national championship, and that is when I took that awesome vacation with my mom to Disney World that I remember by heart.
Is Disney
Uh,
World in Florida or California?
Both.
Well,
Disneyland is
land.
in California, and then
Okay.
Disney World is in Florida, and that's the one you need to go to.
I went to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been to California, but I went to the Disney in Florida
Well,
once.
Chad's in California, so fuck California.
Like California has free weed, or not free weed, legal weed. Everything's free. Come and
Everything's
get it.
free. Oh
I
my
wish.
gosh.
Legal is what I
I
meant to say.
oh man, we got you. But yeah, what about Pet Cemetery 2? That's the movie I assigned to you. Any quick thoughts about that? Or because I know you wanted to see it for a while.
Yeah, my goal was to watch this last year during Halloween because this is like it's set, not all of it is set on Halloween, but there's a part of the movie where it is set on Halloween. So I was like, perfect. I'm gonna watch it in October. It was on Netflix and everything. Never got around to it, even though I watched like so many fucking movies last year. I just never got
Mm-hmm.
around to it. But this movie, it's like it's batshit compared to the original movie, which the concept of the movie is still there. People die, they get buried in the pet cemetery, they come back as like different.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but in the original Pet Cemetery, I guess because it's like with a baby and there's like so much like family trauma in it, it's so sad and bleak. This movie is just silly. Like it starts off with, like boys, one of the parents dying. And so like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's traumatic and shit happens. And then you have Clancy Brown in it, fucking Mr. Krabs is in it, and he's like your main antagonist, I guess, in the movie. Shit happens, he dies and gets
Mm-hmm.
buried in the pet cemetery, and he comes back being like a fucking zombie basically, and he's just like so over the top and everything's going on. And then the little boy, what the fuck is his name? Not Edward. No, Edward Furlong. I think that's his
Uh,
name.
I can't remember because like a long time ago, or like not this year, but last year, you originally wanted me to watch this movie for my 14 days of new horror, but you changed on me in the very last minute. So I didn't get a chance to watch it, so
I
I
think
can't
his name
remember.
is Edward Furlong.
Mm-hmm.
He was in like a lot of like 90s and like I think earlier 2000 stuff, and then he kind of fell off. He was in the Night of the Demons remake,
Oh, okay.
and I was like, holy shit, I didn't know he was in this because he looks different. Um, he looks different, but I remember just like recognizing his face like as a kid, and so he's in this one. It's a lot of fun. It's nowhere near as bleak and sad as the original, even though that concept is still there. Mary Lambert is the person that did the lady that directed the original Pet Cemetery. She also did
Mm-hmm.
this one, which is pretty cool. This is not written by Stephen King. The script is not written by Stephen King. But this movie, it's just crazy. It's a lot of fun compared to the original. But like, I love the original Pet Sematary so much.
Oh, who doesn't?
And I didn't know this movie even existed until the kill counts. I had no idea there was a Pet Sematary 2. Edward Furlong, yes. I've never seen either of those movies, but
Crow 3,
I was right.
Skip. Terminator 2, yeah, you just need to watch, even though I know you're not the biggest action person.
No.
But you still need to watch the first Terminator. But that's for another discussion.
Yeah.
But I would say, would you recommend this movie to me? I know you were originally recommended this movie in the past, but what about now, since you kind of like know more about it?
I would say, yeah, watch it. Maybe wait until October, because it's just a good fall time. It feels like fall, and then there's a Halloween, like where they're dressed up in their Halloween costumes and shit. So I think so. And this one feels very much more, I don't know, I don't want to say like of a Frankenstein sort of movie, but it does feel more of like a Frankenstein sort of movie, not just so much.
Kind of like the premise of it.
Yeah, it's like they don't get like electrocuted. Well, someone does get electrocuted and died, and I guess that's also why. And she's like an actress for like a horror movie, so it's kind of like tongue in cheek in a way. But it just feels so much more of like a Universal sort of style movie than just like a Pet Sematary movie. But I think that adds just to the fun of it. It's a lot more fun than the original, but I don't think it's better than the original.
Gotcha. And then, let's see here. Flopbuster says Pet Sematary 2 is nuts. Gross and silly. There's some really fun moments.
I would agree. It is nuts. It is batshit.
And then Aaron Cliff said he's got to cut out, but he'll watch the rest later. Have a great show. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Absolutely. And then Robert the Wolfman said the dog was actually terrifying. So, damn, they switched out the cat with the dog?
Yes. It's sort of like in the original how it's like Judd is talking about how his dog, and that's what this one reminds me of, because it's like a white dog, and it's like it almost looks like a husky. I think it is like a husky. But the dog is a great dog actor. The dog is fucking amazing in this. And it's like actually like, damn. And like when the dog goes crazy, I'm like, fuck, it's believable. And it looks imposing. And like, I'm not scared of dogs really, but this dog, I'm like, shit. There's like some scenes where he's like into like the shadow parts, and I'm like, why is that dog scaring me so much? I shouldn't be scared of this little doggy. He's a cute dog, but yeah, the dog is pretty frightening, really.
Well, I'm more team cat, so that's why the cat thing affected me more in the original. But I do like dogs too. Plus, everybody tells me to buy me a dog, but I can't afford a dog, so I can't.
It's too much. Look, I love my cats. I love my cats to death. It is a responsibility, and I am selfish. I'm so selfish. I still take care of them. I still clean up their fucking 2 litter boxes, because I have 2 cats, so I have 2 litter boxes. I feel like that's only fair. Clean that shit every day. It is disgusting. And their food is expensive, and you have to buy so much food constantly, because Thornton's a little chunky boy, so he eats a lot of food. And then you have to play with them, which I love doing. But then you try to do stuff, and they want to sit in your lap, and they want to knock your shit off your fucking table, and they want to break your TV. They want to fucking break your TV. So, you know. And then you have to pay for the vet bills, which also expensive. But I love having cats. I do love having them. It's just, I'm also selfish. And I've had a dog before, and dogs are so much more work.
Oh, so much more to go. All that freaking ball of energy. So I want a cat for that reason, because I just want them to be just as chilled as I am.
Which, I wouldn't say my cats are very chill, though.
No, they're not.
Elvira, for the most part, is chill. Thorn, no chill. No chill unless he's sleeping. Everything else, he is crackhead energy, running up and down the fucking halls. Like, he is insane. I love him, but he is crazy.
Oh, man. That's so awesome. I love your cats. So even if some of them are if Thorn's batshit crazy, I still love them. Robert says, Brett, get a corgi. They are great small dogs. And guess what? You wouldn't believe it. People suggest a corgi for me. So trust me, I've heard it. It's just I hear it way too much, unfortunately.
I say get a cat.
Yeah.
Or just don't get a pet.
I want an orange cat or I want a black cat. because those are
Yeah.
my two. Orange more than anything. Me and my mom love orange cats, and unfortunately, we got a gray cat named Precious, and she was the opposite of Precious. She was like the cat from hell.
I've had a cat like that too growing up. That
Yeah,
motherfucker would hide under the couch and scratch the fuck out of you anytime you walked by.
any fucking time.
Anytime.
Oh
I'm
my
like, you little
god.
bastard, I just want to love you.
I had
Stop
like
it.
3 claw marks right there when I was a kid. Like, there's no reason.
Now,
Like,
I wake up sometimes still and I'll have cuts on my face. I'm like, what the fuck did y'all do to me in my sleep? Or one night I was asleep and Thorn ran across my face.
oh, I
That boy
remember
is
that.
10 pounds. 10 fucking pounds on my face. And I woke up with like blood going down my
Oh,
nose. And I was like, what the fuck happened? Because it woke me up and I was like, what the fuck? And then I got up in the morning for work and there was like dry blood like on me. And I was like, what the hell? That's so rude.
and then
Yeah.
the cats were like, watch this, watch what I'm
Watch
about to
this.
do.
Literally. And I'm like, can y'all not? They're sweet though. They really are sweet, but they're just crazy.
Very crazy. Before I get to your 92s, I want to quickly go through 97 because we almost have like zero to knowledge on them. But I know
Yeah.
some people have their fans of them, so I just want to give quick shout outs to those. And that is Spawn 1997. I'm pretty sure it's based off a comic book. So it's on Netflix. So if y'all want to watch it, if you're Spawn fans, you can watch it there. And another movie is Mimic, which I'm assuming is a creature or something that mimics our heroes and kills them. Again, just assumingly. But if you're interested, it's on HBO Max, and it does have a birthday, August the 22nd. It came out on 97. So, Destiny, do you have anything from 92 and 97?
92, I have Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. I have never seen anything Twin Peaks, and I know people love the fuck out of Twin Peaks. So I do want to watch it at some point. I feel like I watched something along the lines of, I can't remember what I watched as a kid. I feel like it might have been Twin Peaks, and I just didn't realize it because I remember seeing the title and like watching a movie, but I still don't know. So I do want to watch whatever, however many Twin Peaks, whatever the fuck. And I think there's also a series. Twin Peaks is such a blind spot for me, but I know people absolutely love Twin Peaks. Like they lose their shit over Twin Peaks. And I would like to watch it at some point because I would also like to lose my shit because I think it's like a really good like fall time sort of feel. So I want to watch it at some point. I just got to figure out where the fuck it is, how many movies, whatever it is, because people love Twin Peaks, and I just
I'll be honest with you, never knew what Twin Peaks was except for a freaking Hooters wannabe restaurant in Knoxville for me.
yeah, I know that Twin Peaks. Never been, but I know that that's a thing.
Great appetizers, and that's it. But no, but anything else?
I have from 1997 Event Horizon.
Okay, I've heard that movie once.
I've never seen it. I heard about it, and I kind of know how it's like a Hellraiser alien sort of feel. Like I've seen on Dead Meat when he did like what's your favorite scary movie. They had chose Event Horizon and they talked about it. So I saw like clips of it and it looks really good. I always hear like great things about it. So I would like to watch it at some point. I don't care about space sort of movies though.
Right.
And Hellraiser wasn't my favorite. So like knowing that's a description, I'm like, could. But I do want to watch it because I've heard it's actually pretty scary towards like the end, which has me interested. So I do want to watch it at some point. I have not just really had the inkling to like seek it out, you know?
Yeah, just like taking your time, right?
Yeah, definitely.
There you go. And then was that it, or is there another one? I thought you were going to mention one more.
No, that's all I have.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to double check everything before moving along. Actually, well, first off, there ain't no laws when you're drinking claws. Thank you, Brett for Fluff. Even though White Claws is going to be upset with me because I found a brand new drink that I almost like better.
Oh.
Only my friend circle knows. So,
yeah, I
let's
saw.
see. I know. Don't tell.
I do. Dude, you want to know what my favorite drink is right now? And
Truly?
anytime? No. I don't know why I was so aggressive with that.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say, damn, what did I do?
I don't like Trulies. I don't like Trulies. I don't like White Claws. I don't like seltzer alcoholic drinks. They make me want to vomit. I've come to the realization I just don't like them.
Drunk off them.
I got drunk off of Trulies.
Wait, at the freaking which watch party
The
was that?
Scream 5 one.
Oh shit,
I
that's the
got
one where I got
plastered off of 3 fucking Trulies, and it
2 White Claws.
was disgusting.
I drank like 5 White Claws for that one.
Yeah, never doing it again. I don't like them, and they taste even worse coming up.
Oh
But
yeah.
every time me and I do like our movie or like our little girls' night now, I always get the pink lemonade Smirnoffs.
Ooh.
They are so fucking good because they don't taste like alcohol whatsoever. They just taste good. They just taste like a good drink. I love them, and I get a pack almost every week for our movie nights because they are just so fucking good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you should try those.
Okay, I'll try those, but I want you. Are you a lemonade person?
Yeah,
Okay,
what flavors?
Try these. This is called Pink Freeze, and
So
what
is it like
a pink frozen lemonade?
I would say, is it just like pink lemonade? Because I like pink lemonade.
Oh, it's so damn good. The other flavors that come with the set are so damn good too. And plus, I got this new thing right here that is supposed to keep your stuff cold for like 12 hours. It's freaking amazing.
I do like Mike's Hard Lemonade. The first thing I ever shotgunned was a Mike's Hard Lemonade can.
Oh God.
Yeah, yeah. But I did it. I do like Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Oh yeah, like it's so good. Plus, lemonade helps keep the kidney stones away. So
perfect. I'm sure an alcoholic version of it works as well. I'm sure that counts.
Exactly. And I'm actually surprised with the chat right now. Mimic is great. Giant killer cockroaches. Candyman 1992, which I want to bring that up real quick. First off, what's up, Casteller? We will get to Candyman, different Candyman later on, and we'll get to Candyman 92 in October. So I just wanted to bring that up to you. So lots of Candyman to cover in the next 3, or I would say, yeah, about 3 months now. And then we got Aiden also saying, if I can pull it up, Mimic is one of my favorite from Del Toro, like top 3.
Damn.
Okay, yeah, so I'll have to put it on the watch list now so you guys are freaking talking good about that. And then Brett is recommending the good stuff. So is Destiny. And then Brett's seltzer is for chicks.
Well, I'm a chick and I don't fucking like it. So.
Well, guess what? I guess I'm just a basic white bitch. So
there you go.
Fuck me. And you like what you like, you know.
Exactly.
And then let's see here. And then try bourbon, Brett. That's the men drink. I've had bourbon, and I've had a bad experience with bourbon.
Listen,
I'm Jameson. I'm a Jameson fan.
Here's my thing. I don't give a fuck what it is. I don't care if it makes me look like a pussy. I don't care if it makes me seem more manly. I don't give a fuck. If it's not good, I'm not drinking it. Because first of all, I don't really like drinking that often. I really don't. Even though now I do it pretty much once a week with Mia. I don't get fucked up off of them though. Like I can drink, which I'm a lightweight. I'm a lightweight through and through.
You just want to get juice. That's all pretty much it is.
I drank 3 of them last night and I was feeling fine. One weekend I drank 4 of them and I was still feeling good. I was feeling a little bit silly, but not bad. But if it's not good, I am not fucking drinking it.
It's just a waste of money.
It is. I've tried bourbon and I've tried these expensive whiskeys and I'm just like, it smells like fucking shoe cleaner. Like, I don't get that. I don't want that shit. I will drink my girly, fruity little drinks, and I will have a damn good time. Or wine. You ever been wine drunk?
I'm not a big wine person, but if you give me champagne, that's a problem.
Wine drunk is like such a different feeling. It is such a different warm feeling. I love wine drunk. That's a lot of fun. That is a lot of fun. But I will drink my fruity little girly fucking drinks and I will be basic and I will enjoy every second of it because I'm having a good time. I do not like drinking nasty shit. I don't care how fucking drunk it gets me.
And real quickly, because the chat's going crazy with drinks right now, pretty much judging me, which it's okay. Trust me, guys, I'm so used to it. I'm a lightweight too, Destiny. That's what Rosie says, and I'll have to bring this up. When Destiny does drink, her yard catches.
I was not drunk when I caught my yard on fire. I was not drunk.
Yes, I didn't think you were. So
I was somewhat sober, but it was not from drinks, and that's not the reason. Listen, There was leaves everywhere. I should have raked them. I know, but I did it, and my yard caught on fire. What can I do about it now? Nothing.
Yeah.
What happened, happened.
What happened. It's funny. Well, I'm not sure if you're at the funny stage or not now, but it
I
will
was
be
laughing
later.
about it the day it happened. Even though I was in a lot of pain from it, I was still laughing. I was like, what the fuck? I cannot believe I did that. And now anytime someone comes over, I'm like, oh, there's that car I caught on fire.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I just remember that day. Like you were like freaked out, and then of course you were like, it's just that was quite a day for you.
It really was. I had to call Bailey. I'm like, dude, I got the fucking yard on fire. I called 911. The fucking fire department had to show up. I had blisters and cuts all over my feet. Could barely walk, but I got Chipotle that night. All I wanted was fucking Chipotle, and it was so worth it.
Oh man. I almost burned my house down one time because I was cooking a steak and then I got drunk off frozen margaritas. So, I'm sort of there with you. Like, here's the worst part. My house. I know we're getting way off topic here, but this is so much fun. But like with the houses, like I was a part of like a little complex. So I was like, I have a house here. There's one here and here, like right connected to each other. So if my house caught on fire.
All y'all bitches going down.
Yeah, and guess what? They're elderly too, so I would have been the real asshole here. But luckily, I put it out. I had like no. I learned about the thing called flour. I didn't have flour. I just put that son of a bitch in my sink and turned the water on, and the flames scorched up to my.
That's like the worst thing to do is fucking, which is weird because you don't think that.
I know. I just
because
like
they use water to put. Well, they use the other shit too, like the. But flour. You know, when you think about like water, you're like, no, like it's water, fire. It makes sense. No, it makes the flame worse because I was using water to put it out. Because that's the only thing I had, which it was putting most of it out, but it kept just spreading, and I was like, fuck, I have to call 911.
I thought I almost had to, and then just luckily the flame went out, and then now my whole apartment then smelled like burnt oil for like 2.5 weeks.
Oh,
yeah,
disgusting.
Yeah, and that was the last time I cooked a steak on a cast iron skillet. But
cast iron skillets scare me.
They scare me now. So you know, but here's what does scare me: these two movies from 2007.
Wait, you didn't have anything from 2002?
Oh, did you?
I have 3.
Oh, damn. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so the first one I have from 2002, I used to watch the fuck out of this movie growing up. In this movie, I feel like almost no one has heard of it every time I mention it. And Snake Eyes.
Okay,
it's a snake movie. So I used to watch that movie a lot growing up. That's really all there is to it. It's a snake movie. Mm-hmm. There's another movie, Fear.com, which I have not seen, but I do own, and I heard it's terrible, but I still want to watch it. It's like one of those like media sort of horror movies, you know, like there's like The Ring and there's like White Noise and Pulse, shit like that. It's like along those lines. And then this movie, I'm only mentioning it because it has Paris Hilton in it. It's called 9 Lives. Don't know what it's about, but I saw Paris Hilton on the cover, and I was like,
I'm assuming it's a cat movie with 9 lives.
I was thinking maybe a slasher, but who knows? I don't know. But I thought I would just mention it because it had Paris Hilton in it.
No, I'm glad you did because I found nothing for 2002. I thought that was kind of weird that nothing came out in August in 2002, especially with how close to like October it was. So you think a horror movie would come out. So I'm glad you mentioned those.
Yeah, but that was it.
Okay, and then my 2 from 2007. Real quickly, have you seen Skinwalkers?
No.
Okay, I have no knowledge. I'm assuming it's it looks vampire-y to me, but if you're all are curious, even though the scores do not look too good on Roku. And sorry, the reason I'm rushing that one is because I know you rather much want to talk about this one.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie's Halloween. Yeah, guess what? If you people know Good Will Hunting and of course Destiny, we absolutely love Rob Zombie pretty much anything, especially when it comes to the Halloween movies. So this came out on August the 31st, so it comes out in has a birthday in 3 days. It is on Netflix right now, and I'm pretty sure it's the theatrical cut on Netflix. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about that. Easily prefer the theatrical cut.
Yeah.
Destiny, I know you have an attachment to this movie, so the stage is yours.
Yeah. I grew up watching this movie so much with my dad before he passed away. He was a big fan of really the Halloween movies, the big three, I would say. He was a huge fan of the big three. So we watched those movies all the time together. Like those were his favorites. My stepmom was the one that would show us more of like Creepshow 2, the Bloody Mary, like different
Some of
one-offs
those like
almost.
80 movies.
Yeah, like 80s and 90s sort of movies like that. But my dad was a huge fan of Michael, Jason, and Freddy. And so like I remember watching Rob Zombie's Halloween for the first time with him and the second one with him. But so this was like anytime we would go over there, we would watch the movie so much. He used to have like the NECA figure of Michael Myers, like the Rob Zombie's Halloween version.
Yeah.
He had that figure with the orange mask, like the big one too, like the one that's like fucking huge. He had that figure
Oh my god.
before he passed away, and like I remember seeing him like all around his apartment, like hanging up and shit. So we watched this movie a lot growing up, and so like I love this movie. This is one of those movies I can just remember because I was actually old enough to remember sort of like the first time I watched it. And because like everything else, I feel like I just already knew, but I remember being old enough to like remember watching this for the first time with him and my siblings. Like, is it a family movie? Absolutely not. No. Was my dad like that though? No. We watched some shit together. So I love this movie, and I know a lot of people hate it, and a lot of people give it shit, but like whatever. A lot of people don't like Rob Zombie. I don't fucking care if you do or don't, because I do. And I love this movie, and this movie means a lot to me. So I'll always love this movie. Do I like that scene? No.
Oh, are you talking about the director's
The rape
cut?
scene.
Yeah.
Because here's my thing. There are movies which I don't even know if we still need rape revenge movies, because it's like, we get it. We know how they work. Someone gets raped, she kills everyone. That's how those movies play out, you know? But this movie is just so pointless for it. Like, it was not needed at all, and that's so evident in the theatrical cut because the escape scene is different, and that isn't in there. And I much preferred that scene because, for one, you get Bill Moseley, which you don't get
thank you
in the other cut, and you get I think it was the mom, maybe from House of Thousand Corpses, I believe. She's also in that scene. She's like the blonde woman in it. So you get to see more of these people that he always works with. So like that scene was totally not necessary, and I hate it because it's just there for shock, and I feel like that's not why you should have that in movies. Like, if there's going to be a rape scene in a movie, it better fucking make sense. Right. If you're about to show people this, it needs to make sense as to why you have it. And this, it just wasn't necessary. So I really don't like that scene.
No, absolutely.
I was like, what?
Scene. No, but, sorry, 0 cents.
0 cents. But, you know, I don't like that scene. And, like, I only own the unrated cut. And so, like, anytime we watch the movie, or, like, I remember one Halloween, my boyfriend's friends came over, and I was like, oh, let's watch this movie. And then that scene was coming up, and I was like, sorry. I don't like it either. Wish it wasn't here. But besides that, though, literally besides that one thing, I love everything else. Danielle Harris is back, which growing up, I did not realize like that was Jamie, because Halloween 4 and 5 were some of my favorites as a kid because I was a little girl and it was cool to watch a little girl in a horror movie. I didn't realize that until I had gotten a little bit older, and I was like, oh my God, like that is so cool that she came back and played a different character. I love Scout as Laurie. Yeah. I prefer Scout as Laurie in the original. I would say from 78 into 2007, I much prefer Scout because she feels more like me. She feels so much more of like who I am. And Annie and Linda and Laurie, they feel like me and my friends compared to the original. They just seem so much more like the people I would hang out with. And I love them. And then you have fucking Brad Dourif, and you have Sid Haig, and you have Clint Howard. There's so many great people in this movie, even if they have small parts. The fan service, I would say, that's in this movie when it comes to horror actors and actresses, which, again, growing up, I didn't really realize who these people were, per se. I would recognize a few of them here and there, but as I gotten older and I sort of like knew people's names better, I was like, holy shit, I didn't realize like this fucking Dee Wallace. I didn't know who Dee Wallace was growing up. Because like I never had watched her movies, but when I got older, I was like, holy shit, like there's so many people in this movie that is just like horror alumni. And I love that Rob works with a lot of the same people. I know people hate that. Mike Flanagan does the same shit and no one gives him shit for it. And they're like, well, it's Sherry Moon Zombie. I don't care. I love it. I think it's sweet. And if my husband was a director and if I wasn't in his movies, I'd be like, the fuck? Yes, I am. Thank you so much.
And plus, M. Night Shyamalan does that too. Like he's had Bruce Willis, he's had Bryce Dallas, Howard. Like so, he's another one that does. So yeah, I don't mind that at all. I think that's great that you have such a great relationship with like between director and cast.
Yeah,
because it makes the movies more enjoyable, especially when you have that dynamic of knowing each other. I feel like that improves the movie.
And like I feel like I always hear good things about the people that work on Rob Zombie's movies. Like I never really hear anything negative. And if it's anything negative, it's not so much from Rob Zombie, it's the producers. Like the producers were fucking with Halloween and Halloween 2 heavily. I would say especially Halloween because it's Halloween. But everything I've heard about people working with Rob Zombie, he just seems like all around like a great dude and he has such like attention to detail and he like puts in a lot of work and he just gets shitted on constantly. And it's like, if it's not your type of movie, that's fine. You don't have to like his movies. But it gets a little bit tiresome just constantly. And especially like, which I don't get offended. If you don't like the movie, I literally do not care. But because this movie has such a special place in my heart, to see it always ripped to shreds, I'm like, damn. Well, I watched this with my dad, so I like it. Okay. So I fucking love it. And everyone that I met from the movie was great. And I love that. I got to fucking meet most of the cast from the movie, which was just phenomenal. So I love the movie. I don't care what no one says.
Hey, there you go. And that's why I was going to let you have most of it because right now me and Brad are having the Halloween Scream review series. So I'm saving most of my thoughts for that. But just real quickly to touch upon all that, I love the movie for what it decided to do. Just because me and Brad are fans of stuff, bring us something different. This brings us something different, especially like you kind of treat Rob Zombie's Halloween movies like an alternate universe. Like Absolutely. It makes sense for there. You can't compare it to the original because once you do that, of course you're going to hate the movie. But and plus I'm with you. Scout Taylor Compton is the best Laurie for me. And then of course any bracket, of course Daniel Harris is better. Like holy shit, like it's not even close in my opinion. I would say Linda. I would still kind of give it to PJ Souls.
I do love PJ Souls.
I love the ever Linda too. I feel like she's a really nice person. But other than that, I love Rob Zombie's Halloween, and I could talk about it, and I'm going to talk about it like coming up.
Yeah, I love Linda's line in the remake when she's like, "Who are you, Mother Teresa?" It's like Mother fucking Teresa. I love the dialogue, and I know a lot of people don't like. This is how I feel like people talk nowadays. It's not how it was in the 70s anymore. People are cussing. Have you heard me talk? Especially with my friends, I cuss a lot more. I cuss a lot more. I try not to as much on here, but I still do. But I cuss a lot. And that's just how my friends and I talk. My friends and I talk way more sexual than what they did in the 70s. There's like a little bit of sex talk, but now we just say all kinds of shit because like that's just how like times have changed.
Right.
People change, generations change, and the more have you seen the generation of today? They make memes of everything. Nothing's taken seriously anymore. No. And it's like that's going to just keep happening, which I feel like makes sense because my generation's been through some fucking shit. I'll have y'all know. We've been dealt with some bad cards. But like that's just how things are. Like things change. It's not always going to be the sweet and innocent and sort of feeling of the 70s movies. You know, a lot of them were gritty as fuck. There's just like that feeling of those movies. It's not ever going to be replicated because that's just not how people are anymore. Maybe not everyone talks the way I do, but these three girls do. And I fucking love them for it. And I would want to be their friend so bad. I would hang out with them.
Oh god, I just want to be freaking Laurie and and want to be Lori Annie's friend because again, Daniel Harris and Scott Taylor Compton. Like, so I easily don't blame you for that. So I definitely love like with you. I'm on the whole Rob Zombie train. Love both movies, and if you don't, that's okay. Guess what? More for me and Destiny.
Exactly. If you don't, that's fine. I don't need
Yeah,
to know about it, really, though.
yeah, exactly. Like if we didn't ask, like we don't want to know about it.
Like, if, look, here's my thing. You can be like, I don't like the movie. I'm like, okay, cool. But if you're like, I fucking hate that piece of shit, don't fucking fuck Rob Zombie, I'm like, okay, dude, I don't care.
Like
That's when
cool.
I'm like, I'll check out. I'm like, if you're gonna shit on a movie that I just said I love, I'll be like, I don't care. I
Yeah,
can't stand when people do that. When you're
just
like,
keep.
I really love a movie, and then all the comments are like, this movie fucking sucks. I'm just like, well, I love the movie. I didn't ask what you thought, and until I ask, don't tell me.
Yeah, just keep scrolling. Just
Keep
keep
scrolling. That's all you have to
scrolling.
do.
Keep on scrolling.
First of all, I
But
don't know you. I don't care if you like it or not.
yeah, exactly. So fuck off. But Robert the Wolfman said Skinwalkers. This was Skinwalkers there. It
Okay,
was fun, and it's a werewolf movie. So my
that makes
apologies on that.
sense.
I said
It looks like a
vampire.
werewolf because of their teeth. It reminds me of
Yeah,
Cursed, which I still haven't seen. That one that
I
came
heard
out
Curse
this
was
year.
really good.
I've heard it was really good, and I've also heard it was really bad. So I'm just like, I don't
Ooh,
know. But this, whenever I saw the title, it kind of reminded me of that because it's sort of like a werewolfy type movie.
I gotcha. And then Mega Cat says, I can't find the theatrical cut of Ron Zombie's Halloween 1. The only way to
Amazon,
do it, yeah, Amazon, you have to do it in a double, like kind of like a combo pack
yeah,
of Rob Zombies 1 and 2. That's the only way you could get it theatrical. I have it, and I know recently Braden bought it.
it's
But
like
it's,
$10.
yeah, so you're getting a good deal off two amazing movies. So it is on Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
Let's see here. Then Rosie says Dee Wallace is a classic scream queen. Yeah, when she played the mother.
yeah, she was great in that too. I fucking
Mm-hmm.
the no, leave my baby alone. Like, there's so many lines from this movie that's just like ingrained into my brain because I watched it so many times.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Oh, and then we got Chase. What's going on, Chase?
Hi, Chase. How
And
are
then
you?
let's see. We also got Rosie saying, if everyone was the same, if it's the same, what a boring ass world this would be. Destiny, stay you.
Exactly. If we all like the same shit, that would be boring. But you don't have to be an asshole about it.
Exactly. Like you know
That's
what?
you just don't have to be an asshole in general. If you don't like
And,
it, cool.
and you know what I say to those people? Bitch. But
Bitch.
bitch. So anything else from 2007?
No, Halloween was the freaking only one that I found
Yeah, and I
that
knew
I
that's the only one
recognized.
you wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
So I was going to let you have the floor. And again, you'll get me and Brad's more detailed thoughts in the coming like the last 2 weeks of September for House Scream, and along with two amazing skits because we're so damn proud of those.
I'm excited.
So we are going into 2012, and I only found one for me, but this one to me I personally love, and
Mm-hmm.
that's The Possession with Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Came out on August the 31st. I'm sad about these numbers. Like I understand it, but for some reason it just hit for me. I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan as an actor, and I
Mm-hmm.
actually put this movie lately in the video me and Brad did for our Patreon of Jay Burnett, doing the top 10 most underrated horror movies out there. And I put this movie on my top 10. I absolutely love this movie just because, like, I like paranormal type movies. This not only
Mm-hmm.
had that, but the relationship between the dad and the daughter, and the dad rescuing the daughter. I thought it just got me emotionally invested into the movie. Have you seen this movie at all?
Yes, I have, and I really enjoy this movie. And I would agree. Like, I would say it's pretty underrated because it's really not talked about that much. But this movie, and I hadn't seen it in a while. I own the Blu-ray for it. I found it at Goodwill for
Oh,
$3. Huh?
lucky.
But whenever I've seen it a couple of times, not a few times. I would say probably like twice or maybe 3 times. Sort of around the time it came out. Like, I remember watching it one day at school because I had nothing else to do. So I fucking watched this on Netflix on my phone, just watching it in class. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great sort of paranormal exorcism sort of type movie. You know, they go to this yard sale and she gets this box that is like, ooh, I gotta have it. And then weird shit starts going on. And the father daughter relationships, it's great. It's so sweet. And I think this movie has more to do with like, I think it was like Judaism, I believe.
Yeah, it's kind of like
which
a Jew. I'm not trying to be like religious or like just like anything like that, but that's the best way I can describe it. It's more towards like a Jewish paranormal movie.
yeah, which you don't see a lot. Like I feel like I
Hmm.
really don't see a lot of
It's
Judaism
so damn
showed
interesting.
because like mainly I feel like when you see paranormal or like possession type movies, it's usually Catholic. It's
Right.
almost always Catholic or like Christianity, but like Catholic Christianity, they're like
Hmm.
right there. But this one is like more of a, like a Judaism sort of horror movie, which I just besides this one, I can't name another one that I've seen. So it does something different in that sense. It adds a different sort of like religion to the take of like the exorcism and everything. And
Hmm.
I remember really liking it. There's a lot of scenes with like teeth and like a lot of bugs and shit. It reminds me of the
Hmm.
exorcism of Emily Rose in that sense. There's like a lot of bugs in that movie
Yes.
and shit. And this one's similar. There's a lot of bugs and like locusts like flying around and like moths and shit. Um, but from what I remember, I really liked it. I feel like this one, it's definitely a pretty good movie. It's not talked about enough, and
Hmm.
more people should watch it if they haven't.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially just for Jeffrey Dean Morgan alone, which I'm a big fan of his ever since like Supernatural and for what he did with Walking Dead with Negan. And plus, in the future, I'm going to love him even more because he is now officially a cast member on The Boys season 4. So looking forward to that because my prediction for his character, potential character, I think he's going to be the Butcher's mentor.
Really?
That's my prediction. I feel like that. I just see that dynamic working.
Yeah, I could see that. He's either going to be a good guy or a bad guy, really.
Mhm. I think
But
I would say kind of like both in a way. I think he'll play off good, and then I think he'll be evil.
I think he'll kind of be sort of like how fucking oh god, what's his name? What's his name?
Oh God.
Soldier Boy.
Uh, yes.
I feel like he'll be like an anti-hero sort of. How Soldier Boy's bad, but he's
Hmm.
also good. Like he's like helpful, but he's also not a good person. I feel like it'll probably be something like that. I'm
I.
excited for the boys.
Oh
I'm so
yeah.
ready.
I'm ready to, especially because I just got newly caught up to it, trying to catch up to you and Brayden for season 3. And it was and season 3 was so much fun. So I can't wait for next season. I can't wait for Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and of course, I love The Possession. So if you have not seen The Possession, please go watch it. It's so damn underrated. And Aiden also brought the excellent point of The Possession, produced by Sam the Man Randy, and that's why the freaking character dynamic works because Sam knows how to write good characters.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that.
And then to also answer Aiden's question about saw the Night House on the thumbnail, we are going to get to, and we're
We are
almost there. We're
eventually.
because I know Desi has some thoughts about that movie too. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're getting to it. So that's the only thing I found for 2012. Did you find anything else?
Nope, that was it.
Okay, gotcha. I got 4 from 2017. There's only really one I know of, but I'll still give light to the other ones. And if you have comments on them, I'll let you address those too. I already know you know which one I want to talk about.
Yeah, I'll say I
Uh,
also have 4 as well. I wonder if we have the same 4.
okay, well, here's how we'll do it. I'll share my 4, and then you share your 4, and then
Got
we'll
it.
just tackle whatever we want to talk about. So for the one I found, my 4 are from 2017. That is Open Water 3, Cage Dive. I have not seen either of these movies, even like the first one, but I plan on it because I do like my shark movies from time to time. But this one didn't get the best rating, so I'm a little iffy by it. Then the one I'll talk about here in a minute is Annabelle Creation. Came out August the 11th. It's on Tubi and HBO Max right now. Really good scores for a prequel movie. So
Mm-hmm.
that's freaking awesome. I love how prequels get love in the horror genre sometimes. I know there's some Death Note fans out there. So there's the Netflix series on Death Note 5-year anniversary. Not the best ratings. Plus, I never really heard good things about that particular show. The other earlier stuff for Death Note I hear is better. And then
Mm-hmm.
lastly, I have Red Christmas. They had this one had a couple of different dates, so I went with one with the most consistency that I found on the internet, and that's August 25th, which is kind of weird for Red Christmas. But anyways, there here we are, Red Christmas, and those are my 4 movies.
Okay, so the only one that I had different was I had instead of Red Christmas, I had Ghost House.
Oh, okay.
which I only mentioned. I have not seen it, but it has Scout Taylor Compton in it. So I thought I would
Okay,
just mention it.
I'm already writing it on my
Yeah.
list because anything Scout Taylor Compton, I'm going to watch.
Besides that, the other three were the same three that I had.
Same three,
Yeah.
perfect. So, pretty much the main one I want to talk about is Annabelle Creation. Is there any one, the other ones you want to talk about, or any interest in?
No, I mean, I wrote down Death Note because I see it mentioned a lot. I've never seen it, and I've never really had an interest in like that at all.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't really plan on watching that. Open Water, the cage dive. I think I might have seen parts of that one night because I remember watching one of the other. I've seen the original Open Water, and then I remember
Mm-hmm.
seeing like there's like static cam, like the green camera, like night cam, how it's like green and shit. I remember seeing a part of that, and then I fucking fell asleep. So I haven't seen it. I've only seen a small part, but yeah, Annabelle Creation. That's the main one.
Yeah, so I knew that was the main one. That's the main jam. Pretty much the story with me with Annabelle Creation. After experimenting with, or how Brad showed me The Conjuring and Insidious, I'm like, I watch these movies with Brad, so I'm going to, tackle one for myself personally to see if I could do horror movies by myself. And Annabelle Creation, what's that movie for me? I'm like, I can freaking do this. I'm a big shot. I know horror movies now. Here we go. Watched it, scared the absolute shit out of me. I shut it off third way in. I got so terrified, so I put it to the side. Recently rewatched it like a month and a half ago. I actually got through all of it this time. Still got me some good scares with the movie. So I was really, really impressed with Annabelle Creation. I think it's a very damn solid prequel movie.
I would agree. I feel like Annabelle Creation was like way better than it had any right to be. Because like I enjoy Annabelle for the most part. Like is it great? No. Is it terrible? I don't think so. I think it does have some good parts of the movie. But I remember watching Annabelle Creation, not really having any expectations for it. I was just going in, just watching it, horror movie. And I was like, damn, this movie was really good. And the way it ties everything together, I thought was really great. At the end, I was like, holy shit. Did not see that coming whatsoever. So I really like Annabelle Creation. I think it's way better than Annabelle. It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot spookier. It has so much more like atmosphere, and it was so much better than I thought it would have been.
Oh, yeah.
Truly, I was like, holy shit! I was like mind blown at the end. I was like, whoa, that was actually really good. And I saw the original Annabelle in theaters with my mom.
Oh, nice.
And so watching this one, I was like, fuck, I wish I would have saw this one in theaters because this one was really fucking good. And I know, like, I wasn't really scared watching it because I don't know. I don't get scared really watching horror movies. But I was like, damn, this one in theaters, I'm sure it would have added to that feeling. Like, I'm sure it would, like, spook me out in theaters. But just, like, watching it at home, I was like, okay. Like,
so you're
I
telling
wasn't
me.
scared, but it was good.
So you're telling me when the girl was tapping on the window of what do you want? Your soul. Because that was the moment I'm like, no, fuck this. I can't watch horror movies by myself just yet. And then I watched a couple more with Brad, and then I was able to get more knowledge of like predicting some stuff, and so I was able to watch it by myself. But that one scared the absolute shit out of me.
I do love this scene though with the fucking for her to go up the stairs that what was called?
Oh, it's what those like
the
tear elevator things.
Yeah. Where she like keeps trying to go and it's like not going. Mm-hmm. She gets fucking lifted into the air and just dropped. I was like, oh damn. But there's like some good tension and like suspense, and the characters are great, and there's like some decent scares. These movies don't really scare me.
So pretty much you're calling me a bitch, right?
Exactly. Read between the lines, Brett.
Fine. You know what? I'll let you talk to Bert for the rest of the episode.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Bert's an asshole. But anyways, anything else before we hit to our last topic?
Nope.
Alrighty, let's go ahead. Last topic time, and this is the new thing we added to the show. It's just we're also going to do 1 year anniversaries because they're freshly new, and if they're really damn good, we want to talk about it. Plus, 1 year is a big deal too. And I have 4 movies, and those are Don't Breathe, August the 13th. This is the sequel to the horror movie classic, a lot of people would say, of Don't Breathe. Had a really good score by the audience, but the critics, I'm more on the side of, but I'll get more details in it later. And Aiden, this is for you. The Night House. This came out on August the 20th. And this was my biggest regret last year of not seeing in the theater. I got extremely busy during this time, so unfortunately I missed it, and I really hate that I missed it. And so amazing scores. That movie's so damn great. And we also have a little movie called Behemoth. 60% by the audience, which found that really surprising, especially with the poster of this movie. So if you're interested, it is on Roku. If you have like the Roku stick, that's what I have. So I might tune into it if I'm like bored one day. And then lastly, we mentioned this earlier for Candyman, and this is the 2021 version from last year. This is kind of like the long lost sequel to the original. This came out last year on August the 27th, and I believe this was the movie that overthrown Rob Zombie's Halloween for the Labor Day weekend records. So those are the four movies that I found.
All right. The only one that I had different was I have one called The Last Matinee.
Okay.
But
haven't heard
I
that
had
one.
The other thing.
What
I watched that
one
one actually. It's like a, what was it? I think it was like a Hispanic sort of slasher. It was like an Italian horror movie, but with like a Hispanic twist.
Ooh, okay.
It was okay. I heard so many great things about it, so my expectations were pretty high, and I was like,
"Oh, don't you hate that?"
It wasn't. I gave it like a 3.5 out of 5. It was still good.
Oh, that's not
it was
a
still
bad score.
No, like it was worth the watch, but I was expecting like an amazing movie, and it really wasn't. It's like an Italian giallo horror movie, but it's not Italian.
But like more modernized, right?
Yeah, and I liked it for the most part. The killer, though, the fucking killer pissed me off because this man, when the killer was revealed, I was like, this is our killer. This is our killer. This man was not at all frightening, and he was clumsy as fuck, and it was just, there was parts of it that were too slow for no reason, like literally like slow, and I was like, what are we doing? But the gore was really great. It's set in a matinee, so like it's in like a movie theater.
Oh,
that's pretty cool. It's really stylized, like it's pretty colorful, like it has like that, like the Italian sort of flair to it. So it definitely wasn't bad. The killer sucked, in my opinion, and that's like what really brought it down for me. And there's just some scenes that went on for way too long for no reason. But I liked it. I don't know if it's still on Shudder because that's where I watched it. I think it's still worth a watch though. I enjoyed it.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll definitely add it to the watch list because you caught me like with the whole theater thing. I love a good theater.
Yeah, it's like it's a theater slasher movie.
Yeah, exactly. And I also want to say hi to Ben Graham. What's going on, Ben Graham? Saying Night House was great. Pumped for his Hellraiser. Yeah, because the director is doing the new Hulu Hellraiser. Which guess what? Next month we'll get some Hellraiser love into Back from the Dead. So let's see here. We could talk about Don't Breathe too. Have you seen that movie yet?
No, and I just don't care to. Honestly.
And you know what? I'll go ahead and just let you know you can skip it. I saw this in the theater. I had unfortunately a bad theater experience where the freaking couple behind me was talking extremely loud, and I went from the top row all the way to the bottom row so I can actually listen to the damn movie. And this was me being. This is how patient I am. I dealt with it for 2/3 of the movie. So that last final third, when shit's starting to hit the fan, I couldn't take it anymore, and I had to go down to the very bottom row where I could listen to it and watch it. And it was just okay. I read for wanted a prequel of this movie, but said it went the sequel route. And again, just okay. Of course, the guy that's blind, I believe his name is Scott Lang. I believe that's his name is. Or I'm probably thinking of Ant-Man's character. So anyways, I just know his first name is Scott, I'm pretty sure. Let me know in the chats. So yeah, just skip it, Destiny. You're not missing much with it.
Yeah, whenever they announced the movie coming out, I was like, pardon? Forgettable, just skip it. Yeah. Because like it's on, I think, Was it HBO Max? I know it's streaming somewhere, I believe. Maybe.
Let me pull it back up again. Right now they got
Just
it on
watch.
Stars and DirecTV,
Okay.
but I think at one point they did have it like on HBO Max, but
And
I
I
think they
just
took it
skipped
off.
it. I was like, I don't want to watch this. Like, I'm okay. It's just like, I know, like, they talked about, like, you're not really supposed to root for him. You're supposed to be, like, rooting for what he's trying to do. But it's like, no. I don't care if he's trying to protect. Like, I do care that he's protecting this little girl. I want the little girl to be okay. But I do not care about this man.
Like especially with the first one, I'm like, okay, why are we doing a complete 180 with this?
Because it's not even just like, oh, he's like a killer from the first movie. No, he literally kidnapped a girl and still raped her. Yeah, it wasn't the traditional sense, but he still literally was trying to shove a turkey baster of semen up her, trying to get her pregnant. And you want me to root for him in any capacity? Like, I get it. Like, you have two bad people or like a group of bad people, and you have him. Like, who's the worst? Fuck them all. Fuck literally everyone but this little girl. I don't care about anyone but this little girl. That's why I don't want to watch it. Like, right. I don't even want to have the feeling of like, oh, yes, get him. No, I don't care. I don't care about this man. So I'm not going to watch it. That's so, I can't believe genuinely like that. Because I remember reading the little synopsis for it, because like Drum Dums have covered it on one of the live streams, and I was like, what the fuck? Are you serious right now? That's what we're doing. This movie didn't need to exist.
No.
In my opinion.
Absolutely
Don't
not.
Breathe is a good standalone. And even Don't Breathe. Like, I know a lot of people are like ride or die for Don't Breathe. I'm not. It's a good movie. It has a lot of tension. It had a great twist if they didn't fucking ruin it in the trailer.
Yeah.
Because I watched the trailer, and that scene with the girl fucking jumping out, could you imagine not knowing that was coming? I would have screamed, I would have jumped, I would have lost my shit, but I knew it was coming. And so, like, you already know going in that this isn't just a helpless little victim, because he has someone tied in the fucking basement. So, like, that would have been a great twist if it wasn't showed in the trailer, because I knew that there's some fuck shit going around. But, you know, whatever. I thought it was great. I think the lead actress in the first one, she is phenomenal. She is so amazing in the movie. You have Dylan Minnette, who's okay. He gets the fucking shit beat out of him. Right. And you have the other guy who had a pretty intense death. But, like, it's a good movie. It's not one of my favorites of the 2010s at all. And I never care to rewatch it. Like, I haven't found myself wanting to go back and watch Don't Breathe again. I'm like, it's just not one of those movies for me. So when the second one got announced, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to the theater. I'm not wasting my money. I'm not wasting really 2 hours of my life either. I just don't care to watch it.
No Turkey Baster Part 2, but I'll go ahead and let you know right now there was no Turkey Baster in the second one. So, but
dude, when she shoves that down his throat, when you see the pube on the turkey baster, I wanted to vomit. That's disgusting. It was nasty. Even the thought of it's making my eyes water.
God, that was so nasty. But no,
but he deserved it.
But real quickly, I did not see the trailer when I first watched this movie, so that had a different impact for me. I know you're mad right now. I'm sorry, but I'm really glad I didn't watch the trailer.
Yeah, which again, it is like my fault that I watched it, but it's also mainly their fault, because why the fuck would you put that in your trailer? Same thing for the remake of Pet Sematary. Why exactly? I'll watch Pray at Night any fucking day over this. I will watch Pray at Night 20 times in a row, then watch Don't Breathe 2.
Oh, absolutely.
That's how much I just don't want to watch this movie.
Yeah, and so, but don't worry, you're good to skip it. It's already been confirmed with the chat. You can skip it. So skip Don't Breathe 2.
Even if y'all told me to watch it, I wouldn't have.
My finger slipped right there. So, but Candy, I want to talk about the other two because I know Night House will finish off on a strong note. For Candyman 2021, I liked the movie personally. I thought it was really good. I'll mention this real quick. It's not as woke that people make it out to be. I think it's utterly bullshit. And I know you had a bad experience with it last year. Trust, it's just first off, it's bullshit. But other than that, the movie is still fine, but it's not better than the original Candyman.
Yeah, I still have to watch this one. I I'm so mad at myself that I still haven't fucking seen it because it's been on my watch list ever since
But I understand why.
Well, because like Brayden let me use his he's letting me use his HBO Max, and I had it on my like queued up list to watch. I haven't watched it yet. I really want to. I watched the kill count for it already though, so like I know of the movie. I can't stand the term woke. Like if you use woke in a literal sense, I will not listen to anything you say. I don't care. If that's your first thing is like, oh, it's woke, I'm like, okay, well, I can't take you seriously. I'm sorry. I don't care. I'm just not going to take you seriously. And here's my thing with it. They're like, yes, Candyman, which for me, Candyman, like all that shit is there. It is there. Maybe they're not as upfront with it, but here's my thing. It is 2021. Has anything fucking changed since 1992? No. So if people want to be a little bit more in your face about it, let them. Because nothing's fucking changed, and that's the problem. That nothing's changed in like 30 years. So if people want to be a little bit more louder with their message, let them.
And it's still the same story.
You didn't get it the first time. You know what I mean? So that makes me mad, and that's how I feel about it. If you think it's too in your face with certain things, nothing has changed since the original movie. And I feel like a lot of stuff has gotten worse over the past few years with shit.
Right.
So if they want to be a little bit louder, okay.
Yeah, it's just to me, it's just when they use the term woke for some people, they just don't use it the right way. You know, like they just use it just to throw hate at whatever they're freaking angry about. They don't actually just use the term like how it's supposed to be used. Even Drum Dums even got pissed off about it in Killer Flicks the other day, where he officially has now banned that word from the group, and I'm so glad he did.
Because it's just so like redundant, in my opinion. It's like, here's the thing. There'll be a movie and there'll be one gay character and be like, this shit's so woke. For what? For representation, you having representation in the movie does not automatically make it woke. Do sometimes, yes, I feel like maybe certain aspects are just in the movie to be in the movie, but a lot of times I feel like it is necessary. Like when people are calling Scream 5 woke, I was like, why? Because there's black characters and there's like lesbian characters, and that makes it woke. I don't think so. I think it's called representation. Because you go back to 80s movies and 90s movies, it is a lot of white people. And that's just how it is. There's a lot of white people in horror movies. So if you have people of color or people that aren't just straight white people, everyone's like, that shit's so woke. It's like, no, times are different and people are now being represented. That's all it is.
And it's a newer rebooted Scream movie, so you needed to add a new character. So who gives a shit? Like they're newer characters. Like they're not changing anything with the previous characters, like making like Sydney like gay or anything like that. Which again, have no objections to that, but they didn't do that. They brought a newer character who is like a lesbian, and you know what? It works because guess what? It's newer character.
Because that's how it is. That's how it is. And there's like a lot of like coding in 80s horror movies that I just don't think people realize. Like, oh my fucking dude. With Stranger Things, you know how many people that I know that were like, I didn't realize Will was gay. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. You don't realize how much stuff in the 80s. When you look back at it, it's like, yeah, that shit's always been there. You just don't realize it. And so when people are like, I didn't know he was gay, I'm like, how did you not know? It's there. But then if you're too in their face about it, they're like, oh my God, I hate this new generation. I hate it so much. I'm like, this has always been there. You just don't realize it because of your brain.
Or it's just not to want to acknowledge it. So
literally, that people were like, I thought Will was in love with Elle. Where? Bitch, where at all in the show has it ever fucking said anything like that?
Yeah, that's bullshit. Like,
I'm like, are you kidding me? It's like, this stuff has always been there. It's just you can't open your eyes enough to realize it. So that, I know I'm on a tangent, but that shit really just pisses me off. If you whenever I got out of the theaters and I saw someone make a fucking video calling Scream 5 is woke, I was like, I will never watch your channel. I will never watch your channel just because there's a smidge of representation and all of a sudden it's woke. Like, no. And Mindy being like a lesbian character literally had nothing, like, it does not affect the movie whatsoever.
I thought it worked
And
personally.
that's just how it is.
I thought it worked personally because
exactly.
she was just so
it
damn
works.
chilled about it. Like,
it's not like her only character wasn't like she's gay. That's not the only thing.
She's smart too.
Exactly.
She's like the Randy of his newer sequels and all that. Again, it works.
People just make me mad because you have any sort of representation and they all automatically want to fucking throw it in your face. That oh, I can't stand these new movies. They're just shut up. Shut up. If you want to watch a bunch of white people, watch fucking other movies. Watch the 90s. Watch a lot of the 80s movies. Watch a lot of 70s movies. They're there. They are there.
Exactly. Well, we're not forcing you to watch it. We're not forcing you to watch them. Just watch watch what you like, but don't hate what other people like.
And if you're gonna hate, have a valid criticism, not just
bring an actual good argument. Exactly.
Yeah, better have a good fucking argument.
Exactly, especially around Destiny because she will kick your ass.
I'm like shaking. I don't know why I'm shaking.
Because I love it. Again, I'll bring it up one more time. Preach it.
Thank you. People genuinely piss me off.
Especially with the whole Candyman thing last year. It's just a complete nightmare. But anything about the Behemoth before we get to the Night House to finish everything off?
No.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I think
I've said enough.
Yeah, I'm just like bleh. No, you're about to get into some good stuff here because this is the Night House. We'll finish it off last. So Aiden, here you go. The Night House, again, I'm so pissed off I didn't see this in theaters because to me this would have been an amazing theater experience. Dude, I just loved, first off, Rebecca Hall, best performance I've ever seen her do. She was absolutely spectacular in this movie. I feel like even at a point she should have gotten some what we call Emmy and Oscar, like at least a nomination. I wouldn't say win it, but at least give her that respect. Because I felt like she gave a great performance on such a dark, serious issue they tackled in this movie. But just to me, with the way they told it, with the particular story they were telling, I thought it absolutely worked great.
Yeah, I love The Night House. This is definitely one of my favorite movies that came out last year. This movie, because like going into it, I hadn't even seen a trailer. You're passionate. I'm a little sweaty now. I should not have gotten so angry, but I did. But The Night House, I wish I would have saw this in theaters too. I fucking rented it for like $7 and watched it at home. And because like I watched it on my phone because I watch a lot of shit on my phone because I don't have Wi-Fi. It sucks, but it's what I have to do. And I was watching it with my AirPods in. There is a fucking scene in this movie that I literally threw my phone. It scared me so bad.
Yeah, which scene is that? Because I was trying to think
about me not
movie.
Getting scared from earlier. It is when her friend is over after they go out and stuff, and she puts her head on her lap, and then it just fucking loud as fuck. The camera's going crazy. Everything's insane because she's like in this like dream state. Yeah, and like it's absolutely going insane. I fucking threw my phone because it was so loud, and I have it right in my ears. And I was like, what the fuck? That scared the fuck out of me. That was a great scene because that's something I wasn't expecting. And that's how you get someone with a jump scare to where they're not expecting it. I was like, I figured something was going to happen, but not what happened. And the scene where she's like outside and then the fucking girls like run past her really quick and they're jumping off like the ledge. That terrified me. That fucking got me too. There is so much like creepy imagery in this movie. And the whole time, like, this movie can be read in so many ways. Like, the whole, like, nothing. There is nothing after you. That could literally be me, like, there is nothing coming after you. You're good. That can be, when you die, there is nothing there. That when you die, you're just dead. There's nothing after you. It can be read in so many different ways. I thought this was a great movie. And, like, it's a little bit confusing, I think, at times. I'm like, wait, what's going on? And you find out what he's actually been doing. And he's actually been, like, murdering these girls to, like, trick Death so, like, Death doesn't get her. Or, like, so nothing doesn't get her. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It was crazy. And like, she's just figuring out because she thought she had this perfect husband. And you're like, oh my God, he's a murderer. What the fuck? But then you realize like why he's doing it. Still not okay. But he was like, what he was doing in order to like save her. And because like, when she's going through and she sees that picture of that girl who looks like her but isn't her. And she's like, that is not me. I was like, oh my God, what is happening right now? What the fuck is going on? And then the scene towards the end when she thinks it's him there with her, and then he's like, that's not me. Chills down my body. I was like, oh my God. And the way, like, the usage of, like, the figure, how it's like you could see it in everything, and like when it turns, terrifying.
Oh gosh, yes.
It is so, this movie was so good. Rebecca Hall, phenomenal. She's amazing in this movie because this movie relies on her. And if she wasn't good, this movie would not have worked because she is really acting alone most of it. Like there's a few people here and there, but she carries the weight of the film and she is so amazing in it. And the ending, I was like freaking the fuck out because like in her mind, it's like red and like there's like it's like dark and stuff, but it's really in the middle of the like the morning, really. Like it's in the middle of the day.
It's so beautifully shot too.
It is. It's so amazing. And it's just like dealing with grief fucking sucks. It sucks. And it's just this movie I thought portrayed it so well. Like the part I absolutely love the part where the mom is complaining to her about like her kid's grade and was like, well, you weren't here. And she was like, okay, well, I was like at my dead husband's funeral. So like, what do you want? You want a B? Oh no, let's make it an A. Let's just make it an A. You know, she's like, I don't fucking care. This, which I understand. When my dad died, I didn't care about anything. I was like, I don't care about school, which I still did great because I always do. But I was like, I don't care about anything because that's not what I want to do. So like, I felt the way she felt, like where you're just like getting by. You're just going through day by day, just trying to just make it towards the end of the day. And I feel that. So like anything that has to deal with grief, I resonate with it so heavily because I've dealt with a lot of grief in my life.
Rightfully so.
So this movie, I think it just handled it amazingly. I love this movie. It's definitely one of my favorites from last year. I wish I would have saw it in theaters because I would have screamed fucking so loud. I know I would have lost my shit in the theater.
Yeah, this was in my top 5 movies of 2021. Like for horror, because I consider this a horror movie. Absolutely no questions asked. It is to me. But yeah, I totally I can't understand that, so I know it affects like you differently than me. But like I still feel like for me, it is a good movie when like deals with the term grief without it being too over the top or not even giving enough light to it. I thought it was perfectly balanced. And like you said, Rebecca Hall, just if she wasn't in this movie, it wouldn't have worked. I felt like they hired the perfect actress for this particular role. And then Aiden says, The Night House, this film was wonderful. The performers formed the entire cast, storyline, script, and direction by David Bruckner were awesome. And
did you know originally like this was supposed to be like a Hellraiser movie?
Really? Oh, see, that part I didn't know
and about. And that like the whole thing with when she finds like that person, like that little statue, and it's like fucked up and has like things all through it. Because like when I found that out, I think originally it was supposed to be like a part of like the Hellraiser, like it was supposed to be like a Hellraiser script, and they like changed it up into this. It's like, damn. That kind of makes sense because there's some shit in this movie I was like, that I could actually see. And then the fact that he's going to do like Hellraiser, I was like, wow, that's actually really cool.
It's kind of ironic.
I'm excited for it because I think after seeing this movie, I'm like, yeah, I think it could really work.
And this is the female Pinhead we're getting, right? Like from the novel?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm excited for that just because I never knew that in the novel it was a female Pinhead. Versus the Clive
I don't even know if it was so much a female. I think there just wasn't any gender.
Yeah, I'm glad they're doing it differently because of that. Because I want something different.
Oh, and of course, because it's played by a woman. I'm like,
yeah, okay. I guess we'll get ready for those comments on October the 7th. And then Rosie says, I have to watch it now. Rosie, absolutely, you have to watch it. Easily one of the best movies of 2021.
Yes, it's so good. It is.
And then she also said, did you see Rebecca Hall's movie called Christine? Not the car movie, but about the anchor that shoots herself on live TV. I think I've heard about that movie, but that sounds like a good premise. So I'll have to write that down because I know I'll forget it. Then I'll message you saying, hey, what was that one movie? But yeah, so thank you, Rosie, for a great suggestion. Called Christine, not the car one, because we all love the car movie. And what's up going on, Mega Movie Seeds? We just got done with our last movie talked about. Let's see here. Did it now? Okay. Well, I apologize for that. That's my fault. I don't know if you mentioned this already, but Signs, my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie, turned 20 this month. So I am so sorry about that.
I didn't see that at all.
Yeah, I didn't know that at all. I thought it came out in 2001, but I think it did come out in 2002. So, well, shit. I promise in the September one, because it's not a lot of movies, I'll throw in the Signs for us to talk about.
The Signs is great.
Yeah, and the Signs is fantastic. And thank you, Braden, for buying that movie for me so I can watch it. That was so nice of him.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You did watch The Sixth Sense, right?
I loved it.
Did you know the twist, though?
Unfortunately, I got spoiled about it twice.
Damn.
The first time by a family member, and then there was a point I forgot about it. The second time, it was Lonely Island song about jizzing in my pants. Have you ever heard that song before?
What was it?
It was Lonely Island, like they were singing a song how like they jizz in their pants. So it's like like when the breeze rolls in, jizz in my pants. Bruce Willis started in The Sixth Sense, and I jizz. Like that's what I was like. No, you bastards! Yeah. I forgot about the twist, and you told me about it. But no, it didn't matter anyway. Just because to me, it made the movie more enjoyable for me to follow like the signs that other people did in the first time, and just still the impact that twist made still hit the same way.
Definitely, that's like I already mentioned pretty much it earlier. But I was watching because like they covered Signs, pretty much it, and then they had Chris Stuckman on. It was Eric and Chris Stuckman because like Chris Stuckman loves Signs, and so
he does.
They asked like Chris asked him like, oh, like when you watch this, like did you like know the twist, you know? And you want to know what happened with Eric?
What happened?
They fucking rented Signs and 50 First Dates. Okay.
No.
They watch 50 First Dates first, which spoils the ending of Signs. And he was like, no. Like, of course, the two movies you get one that spoils a huge spoiler for that movie, and you watch it first. He was so close to not knowing the ending, and it got fucking spoiled from 50 First Dates.
No.
Yeah. That's just so like, fuck, damn the luck.
Fucking A. Like, why universe? Why did you have to do that?
Exactly.
But no, I gave it a golden reel regardless. I thought it was a perfect movie.
It's great.
Like,
I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
You need to rewatch it because I feel like you'll have a different appreciation of it.
Yeah, because as a kid I was like, oh shit, this is scary. Like I remember like all the bodies like hanging.
Oh my
like there's just like I specifically remember that as a kid, like because I feel like we watched Signs a lot, but not Signs, well Signs and The Sixth Sense, but that's like a scene I remember so vividly is like all the bodies.
Oh my god! Yeah, it's just that scene was there's so many disturbing scenes. Like, hey, you want to see my dad's gun? And the kid turns around, there's the big bullet head. Right? Yeah, it's just like you really do need to rewatch it. It is still on Tubi right now for like I think 5 more days. For free on Tubi. So if you get time in 5 days, you should watch it. Let's see here. Big time. Because again, I can't say enough nice things about it. Let's see here. I think we're good in the chat. That is all. And you didn't have anything else for 2021, right? Except that one movie. So that is it for the month of August. I know we went on a tangent about drinks, but I had such a great time with this, and everybody in the chat makes this stream so much more enjoyable. Of course, Destiny makes this stream so much badass, and I had a great time today.
Me too. Woke up
Absolutely.
rushed as fuck, but here we are.
Yeah, party too hard last night. And then Jake Burnett, what's going on, my friend? We're about to wrap up here. He's saying you'd be going to FrankenCon on Saturday, right? Want to make sure I'll get all the VHS spots. Yeah, he's talking about Bride of FrankenCon. That's like my convention. That's 10 minutes away from my house. Yeah, I'm gonna go Friday and Saturday. It's their first. It's their second year, and they're doing 2 nights versus one day. And I'm so looking forward to it. I'm trying to convince Destiny to go right now because it has Melissa Rose, it has Darcy and Joe Bob. They're re-returning, and C.J. Graham, and they even got a cast member from the original Cannibal Holocaust, because it's his very first convention ever because of the movie. So that's a big gift for him. So yeah, I'm so looking forward to it. You should come up.
You're crazy.
I know.
You're
Well, if I'm going to go to freaking Houston Horror Fest, because I am like that's my
I
main goal.
cannot fly.
Drive.
I don't think my car's gonna make it to Tennessee.
What? Such a hater. I'm just messing.
Am I a hater or am I a realist?
Both.
Exactly.
All right, I'll keep trying, guys. So yeah, before we close up, Rosie, I think you made a new best friend today, Destiny. Destiny, you're awesome.
You are too. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Destiny, do you have anything coming up this week on your schedule? I understand Braden's moving, so I didn't know if there was a Beer Freaks episode this week or not.
Yeah, we should still be doing it on Wednesday, I believe. The other one we had to change was last week. We did Tuesday, but we should be still on Wednesday, like normal time. Mm-hmm. I think we're covering it because you mentioned it, chapter 1.
Yeah, it's actually next month, like in September. It has its 5-year anniversary, and that will be the big one we cover next month for Back from the Dead.
So I think we might be doing that. I'm not really sure. I have to ask him again. But yeah, Fear Freaks Wednesday, like usual. But besides that, I will be on Matt's channel.
No, not this week. Next week.
Next week.
Because it's H2O week.
Yeah. Next week, but besides that, that's all I have coming
Ah,
up.
so awesome! Yeah, I'm looking forward to the It one because I know how you have an attachment with that. So not only for Fear Freaks, but for Back from the Dead next month, I cannot wait to talk about it because I had a fun theater experience with it. For Good Will Hunting, we got coming up tomorrow. I'm going to actually be on Braden the Beldam YouTube channel. That's Brandon Meacham's channel. His birthday's tomorrow. So he gave me the honor for asking me to join him, and we're going to watch Wolf of Wall Street, one of his favorite movies, and I've never seen it. And that's the one with Leonardo DiCaprio and Jonah Hill and Margot Robbie. Yeah, in that particular shot of Margot Robbie. So one of the most pause moments in movie history. But I'll be watching that with him. So I'm looking forward to that. That is tomorrow at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. So I'll be doing that Monday. Let's see here. No, oh yeah, Wednesday. Me and Matt will be doing Watching Till You Drop, but we're bringing on the other half of Good Will Hunting, Brad, and we'll be watching Cabin Fever, and it'll be my first time watch, and that's the one that came out in the early 2000s. So I'm so looking forward to that. And then Friday, we'll be doing our Slash It Out for the theatrical cut versus the producer's cut of Halloween 6. And to finally determine which cut is the superior cut in Halloween 6. And I believe, and that is what we got. Oh, and of course, tomorrow, too, got our next part of our Halloween Scream review series. As you already guessed a bit for our Slash It Out, it'll be Halloween 6 tomorrow. So, yeah, lots of coming up on Good Will Hunting, and we're still slowly scheduling Good Will Hunting 2022. So, man, I'm going to need me another Mike's Hard Lemonade after that, all that talking. So, Destiny, anything else you want to mention before we close out?
No.
All righty, so we're going. That's all I got, too. I know it's a long episode, but it's appreciative. And so, guys, thank you so much in the chat. Let us know your all favorite movies we talked about today in that comment section down below. And I got all of Destiny's Fear Freaks, the Final Ghouls, and all that in the description down below too. So if, of course, you want to follow Destiny, be more than happy to do that. Until then, we will see you guys next month for the September episode.
Bye.